Hey sis, I bagged myself a new rich investor boyfriend. Huh? Wait a sec, is that Zoe? You bet it is. Wow, I haven't heard from you in 4 years. What are you talking about? Are you drunk again? No, I'm not drunk at all. I'm as sober as a judge. I thought your husband was a top exec at a major global company. What was his name again? Godwin, right? If I remember correctly, you told me in no uncertain terms not to come to your wedding because you didn't want a fat, ugly cave troll like me ruining the atmosphere. We got a divorce. What? Why? You wouldn't stop bragging when you married him. I remember you telling me you were set for life after bagging yourself a highly educated, filthy rich corporate exec. Well, that was true until he quit his damn job. Oh boy. He kept bringing it up for a few months beforehand, but I told him there was absolutely no way I'd let him quit, but he still went ahead and did it anyway. He handed in his resignation last month. I told him I didn't need an unemployed loser for a husband and made him pack up his things and leave in the middle of the night. Wow, I can't believe how lightly you view divorce. That's only because you're ugly and get literally no male attention ever, sis. Marriage stops being a sacred, unbreakable oath when you have options. I guess it can't be helped, though. If I was a big fat cave troll like you, I'd probably take divorce seriously, too. On top of that, you're probably the brokest loser I know. Let's face it, you were always doomed to lead a life of poverty when you dropped out of high school to start working in that fish factory. I did warn you back then, but you didn't listen. What man in his right mind would be interested in you? The only reason I dropped out of high school to work was to help pay for your tuition fees at the college you desperately wanted to get into. And not of my own will either. Mom and Dad forced me to drop out, remember? We have to make sure the beautiful daughter can at least make a success of her life. Ugh, God, I can still hear her harping on at me in my head now. Aha! I've got it. I'll tell you what, sis, since I'm super kind and you're a fat, ugly high school dropout with no prospects in life and no ability to attract a man, I'll give you my sloppy seconds. You can have Godwin. I'll pass, thanks. You don't have to hold back, Rachel. I know you're desperate. Oh, I get it. You're putting on a brave face because the shame of admitting you actually want my ex-husband would be too much to bear, right? It's okay, sis. Really, you guys are a match made in heaven. A high school dropout like you and an unemployed, poverty-stricken loser like him are perfect for each other. I'm seriously done with him, so you can take him off my hands now. I'm already married. Huh? Wait, what? I didn't tell you because... well, why the hell would I? But I got married 3 years ago. What the hell? Also, I'm technically not a high school dropout anymore. With the support and encouragement of my husband, I decided to sit my finals and passed with flying colors. I'm currently studying media and communications at a top 5 university while working part-time alongside my studies. Wow, what the... Are you really? Whatever, I don't care about that. There's no way you'd actually be capable of bagging yourself a decent guy. He's probably some overweight dweeb who dresses in raggedy-ass clothes with no personal hygiene, right? I bet you met him at the fish factory. As for me, I can get any guy I want whenever I want him. You can't hold a candle to my beauty, and don't you ever forget it. Assuming you're not just lying to protect your ego, the fact you were able to get married alone itself is a miracle. So please, stop bragging about your bottom-of-the-barrel level husband, because, to be honest, it's just plain cringe. I'd appreciate if you didn't insult my husband, Zoe. Anyway, after replacing that unemployed chump with my new high-spec investor genius stud boyfriend, the path to fame, riches, and the celebrity lifestyle I've always dreamed of is finally set in stone. I see. Well, that's great, Zoe. Congratulations. Sorry for stealing all the happiness. You really are the biggest pain in the ass of a human being I've ever had the misfortune of knowing. Hey, Eric, will you be getting home soon?
Hey, Rachel. I won't be long now. Hey, remember the venture capitalist launching a startup around social media-based web design utilizing omni-channel customer engagement strategies to leverage synergistic paradigms to drive holistic growth in an ever-evolving market landscape guy I mentioned before? Well, we just got done with our meeting about me potentially providing some funding. I'm on my way home in a taxi as we speak.
Jeez, that was a mouthful. Eric, I'm happy for you to just call him startup guy in future, you know?
Wow, sorry, I don't know what made me write all that. To be honest, I was so impressed by the guy that he got me a little hyped up.
Does that mean you'll be providing him with the funds he needs?
I did plan on giving him my answer today, but we were met with an unfortunate interruption, so we had to reschedule.
An interruption?
Apparently he went through a divorce recently. I'd like to think it was just a coincidence, but his ex-wife was in the same cafe we were having our meeting in, and, well, she stormed over and started yelling at him in the middle of our talks. It was so embarrassing. I felt awful for the guy. She must have overheard our conversation because after yelling at him, she started hitting on me. Can you believe it? She wouldn't stop harping on about how she'd always wanted an investor boyfriend.
Good God, seriously?
Needless to say, by that point, our business talks had been well and truly hijacked, so it didn't feel right to give him my decision on the funding then and there. After a few minutes, I guess he realized she wasn't going to leave us alone because he mouthed reschedule at me with a slightly traumatized look on his face before hightailing it out of there.
What about you? Did she end up leaving you alone?
I paid the bill, made my way out to Main Street, and hailed myself a taxi faster than you could say Psycho X. I could have walked home, but I didn't want to risk her tailing me.
Wow, I see. Well, that was probably for the best. By the way, you wouldn't have happened to find out his ex-wife's name, would you? She sounds batshit crazy, so it wouldn't hurt to know just in case she tries anything.
Hang on a sec, what was it again? Ah, that's it. I'm pretty sure her name was Zoe.
What? Really? Her name was Zoe? Oh, God damn it.
Hey, wait a sec. Didn't you say you had a little sister called Zoe?
Startup guy wouldn't happen to be called Godwin, would he? That's what my sister's ex-husband is called.
Wow, are you serious? Holy crap! I mean, seriously, holy crap, this is intense! It's hard to believe it could be anyone but them. Talk about coincidence.
Listen, Eric, so this is where it gets super crazy. My little sister just messaged me for the first time in 4 years. She said she divorced her husband and replaced him with a new investor boyfriend.
What?
Eric, my sister has her sights well and truly locked onto you.
What?
You did the right thing to escape in a taxi. If she found out where we lived, she would have been at our house every day.
Do you think we should tell her I'm your husband?
We could tell her, but I'd be surprised if she believed me. She's second to none in her ability to twist and distort the truth to fit her narrative. So I'm not sure exactly how she'll take it, but I'm almost certain she won't believe me.
Now that you mention it, I remember you telling me about this before. You said she has an almost pathological tendency to make the most absurd assumptions and misunderstandings about pretty much everything, right?
Yep, you pretty much just summed her up perfectly. The problem is, on the off chance that she did believe me, I think she'd probably start seeing me as a rival, and I can't promise she wouldn't do something crazy to take revenge. Once she was arrested and taken to court for stalking my cousin's husband, who was the president of a company at the time. It's like she just loses all common sense and reason as soon as she sees a man with money.
I see. Maybe instead of setting her straight head on, it might be better if we bided our time and waited for the right moment before telling her the truth and making our escape too quickly for her to launch any attacks on us.
Making our escape, huh? I see. Right, making it coincide with our plans for a month from now would probably be the smartest way to do this, wouldn't it? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yep, bingo, we're on the same page. Honestly, I don't see any other alternatives at this point.
I'm so sorry for all the trouble my sister caused you today, Eric. I know this must have been the last thing you needed. Anyway, I think you should probably be careful when you're out and about for the time being. There's no telling what she's capable of.
Got it, I will. You be careful too, okay, babe? If she messaged you for the first time in 4 years today, that means you're back on her radar too.
I'm so lonely. I want to see my investor boyfriend, but I can't. Huh? What are you talking about? Like I said, I can't see my investor boyfriend, and I'm super lonely. Do you think that could be because you don't have his contact details? Sure I don't for now, but there is a way I could get a hold of them. It seems like him and my ex-husband Godwin are acquaintances, so I messaged him asking for his number. I don't know whether it's the pain of knowing he can't have me anymore, but he's being super mean-spirited and won't reply. Interesting. I see. Are you sure it doesn't just mean he's not interested in you? No way, that's not possible. There's no man on this planet who could resist my good looks and charm. One little suggestive invitation from me is all it takes for them to run in my direction. I always get my way. And in actual fact, my investor boyfriend fell in love with me the moment he laid eyes on me. And yet, in spite of that, he didn't even give you his number. Isn't that strange? He's probably just being shy. Please, sis, would you quit making these jealousy-fueled passive-aggressive remarks already? It's kinda tragic. A high school dropout loser like you had no chance against a college-educated beauty like me to begin with. Like I said before, I'm not a high school dropout anymore. Anyway, a person's value isn't determined by their educational background. A degree is just a piece of paper at the end of the day. When all's said and done, it's who you are on the inside that's important. Okay, thanks for the input, you pathetic sore loser. Anyway, I gotta get my new boyfriend's number as soon as I can. He must be panicking so hard right now. He's probably beside himself with worry after realizing he has no way of messaging me. Ugh, I give up. This is such a waste of time. Rachel, oh my god, what the heck? That was you I saw just now, right? That was you in the passenger seat of my investor boyfriend's Lamborghini just now, wasn't it? What the hell is going on here? Explain yourself. Oh my god, are you trying to steal my boyfriend from me? I won't let you get away with this. What the hell do you think you're playing at? Hey, if you know my boyfriend, you need to give me his number now. Godwin already moved out of town and none of my messages are getting through to him. If you have information on my investor boyfriend, then you need to hand it over, bitch. Hey, Eric. Looks like Godwin was able to move out of town without a hitch.
Yep. He bought a place with a big spacious study to use as his company office. He's going ahead with the registration procedures as we speak. I agreed to give him the money he needed, but since he moved out of town, I'll be keeping an eye on his progress from afar instead of the regular meetings we had planned before the incident. That's fine, though. I guess that's why video calls were invented. I've got high hopes for this guy. He plans to use the connections he made during his years at the major global company to generate business leads. If anyone can make this thing succeed, it's him.
That reminds me, my aunt told me something. Godwin's marriage to my sister? Apparently he was never too hot on the idea, but both of their parents were so aggressively relentless in encouraging them to tie the knot, he felt like he had no choice. To put it simply, he was half forced into it.
Yeah, I heard about that too. He constantly used to tell me how much he hated it and wanted to divorce her. Wow, really? Well, I'm pleased that he at least got what he wanted in the end. Anyway, not long left now, huh? Right, I'm getting ready to do my final packing checks on Tuesday. After that, all that remains is to actually take the plunge.
I'm a genius. I knew that if I did a little snooping around and had a few chats with your friends, asking a sneakily worded question here, putting out a feeler there, I'd be able to get a hold of your address in no time. I only wish I'd thought of it sooner. With your address in hand, all that remains is the simple matter of coming to your house and checking your phone to find my investor boyfriend's number. Yes, Rachel, my dearly beloved big sister, this means what you think it means. I found you. I can't believe you were right under my nose the whole time. I had no idea you were living in an apartment building 2 blocks away from me. Anyway, I'm outside. Hurry up and come to the door. Zoe, you keep referring to your new man as nothing but your investor boyfriend. Would you mind telling me why that is? Huh? No way. Could it be? Is it possible that not only do you not have his phone number, but that you also don't know his name? Well, it's hardly my fault. Anyway, I'll have his name today when I finally get his phone number, so it's not like it's a big deal. I know who he is. I know you do. I saw you in his frickin' Lamborghini. What I'm wondering is why the hell would you, a fat, ugly cave troll and our parents' least favorite child, have anything to do with my high-rolling investor boyfriend? I don't know what kind of cunning shenanigans you pulled to bag yourself a ride in his car, but you need to quit being so arrogant and stay the hell away from him from now on, because me and him are madly in love. Your investor boyfriend is my husband. What the hell? Wait a sec. What the hell are you talking about? There is no way a broke, ugly loser like you could ever bag yourself a high-spec guy like him. You're pretty much at the bottom of society. With wealth like this, he soars so high in the skies of success that you're invisible to him. I don't care whether you believe me or not. I don't care enough to prove it to you either. We'll never see each other again, so why would I? Huh? You know, it didn't feel real until today. What didn't feel real? What do you mean we'll never see each other again? I'm outside your house, you idiot. That's nice. You see, me and my husband are moving to Portugal today. Portugal? That's right. We came here due to my work circumstances. The head of our Portugal branch handed in their resignation a few months back. My boss approached me with an offer. I accepted, and we've been making preparations to leave our old lives in the States behind and start anew in the Portuguese sun. I have no idea when we'll be back. So basically, it's a shame you put so much effort into finding out where I live only to find out we're not in the country anymore. But we already sold the apartment you're currently loitering outside of, so I suggest you go home unless you want a neighbor to call the cops on you. What? You mean you're never coming back here? Yes, exactly. We just arrived at the airport. See ya. No, I don't care if you go, but you can't take my investor boyfriend with you. You need to leave him behind for me. Rachel! No! As you might have guessed, my parents always played favorites with me and my sister, and by that I mean she was their favorite while I got ignored. Thankfully, my aunt sensed something was wrong and swooped in to save me. She tried to save my sister Zoe too, because she knew that being spoiled too much could be just as damaging as being neglected. But she enjoyed being the center of attention too much and rejected my aunt's offer. With that, my parents began piling on the love and attention even more, even when she was misbehaving. Which meant she inevitably grew into the delusional, self-obsessed monster we saw today. Hilariously, she never did end up finding out her investor boyfriend's name. Oh, and I don't know why, but our parents divorced shortly after the events of today's saga. My aunt mentioned something about them falling out after Zoe divorced Godwin, but honestly, who knows? With that, not only did my sister lose her husband and her new investor boyfriend, who was supposed to whisk her off her feet and ride her off into the sunset like a knight in shining armor, but her family also disintegrated. I heard she moved to New York to find some other poor chump to leech off of because she's heard that's where rich folk hang out. But in the end, she started dating some shady dude who was wrapped up in a bunch of bad stuff. They started taking heroin together, and Zoe got into a bunch of debt to fund their habit. The future doesn't look too bright for my sister.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
The boss just assigned me to a 2-week-long business trip. I can't believe it. The timing literally couldn't be any worse.
Huh?
I knew I needed to message you as soon as possible. Man, I seriously can't believe this. Does that guy have it in for me or what?
Calm down, Michael. What exactly happened? When do you have to leave and where are you going?
Tomorrow to Seattle.
What?
I can't believe he'd send me away on a business trip when he knows my wife is set to give birth in 2 weeks. You're so pregnant it wouldn't be weird if you went into labor tomorrow.
Wow, this is all happening so suddenly. I can only imagine they must be struggling for manpower or something.
No, there's no doubt about it. This is my boss trying to screw with me.
Is he the guy you told me about before? Michael, is he still trying to make your life difficult?
So, it's like this. Chris, the head of my department, actually used to work over at HQ, but he got sent over to our branch office after making the mother of all blunders. The company internet systems were down for a whole day, we lost 3 clients, and the entire company was in chaos. His job title is technically still the same, but his transfer here was essentially a punishment.
You mean like he got demoted?
That word was never explicitly used, but yeah, pretty much. It was a demotion in all but name. What's worse is that anybody else would have probably been fired for doing what he did, but since he's related to the president, he got off with what basically amounts to a slap on the wrist. Or at least that's the rumor going around the office right now.
Wow, I see.
Apparently his young wife, who he was madly in love with, divorced him. Some of the guys think the reason he's being so hard on me is because he knows I'm happily married and is jealous about it.
I see.
Sorry, babe, I couldn't get out of this one. I did do my best to try and get him to send someone else, but it didn't get me anywhere. I don't know if I imagined it, but I swear he was taking a sick satisfaction in hearing me beg him to reconsider. Grr! You know how some people get off on power? Well, he's that kind of guy. I hate to ask this, but do you think it would be difficult to get your mom to come over to be with you while I'm away?
Sadly, yes. Originally, the plan was to have the birth at my mom's place, right? But what with her caring for my grandma full-time and all, she would have been too busy. Not to mention there would not have been enough space in the house for us all. She has her hands too full to be here right now.
I see. All right, well, in that case, I'll explain the situation to my mom and make sure she's on standby just in case anything happens. Hopefully, you won't need her, but it doesn't hurt to let her know. Thankfully, you guys get along like a house on fire, and she really likes you, so I'm sure she'll be more than happy to help out.
Okay, thanks, Michael. You're the best. And for sure, your mom's great.
Other than that, all I can do is try to get my duties on the business trip over with as quickly as possible. Maybe then I'll be able to get home a few days earlier than planned.
I appreciate that, babe. Don't overdo it, though, okay? You won't be able to be there for me or the baby if you end up working yourself sick, right?
Yeah, you're right. I'll be careful. Thanks, honey.
Well, if it ain't my favorite sister-in-law in the whole wide world, how's it hanging? What's it been now, like 5 years since we last spoke? Okay, I'll cut to the chase. I heard you're always at home these days because you're currently on maternity leave and 2 weeks away from having a baby. Not only that, but my useless, good-for-nothing jerk of a big brother abandoned you to go on a business trip? I guess I shouldn't complain, though, because it's actually a huge stroke of luck for me that he's not around. Want to know why? I just left my 3 little brothers and my friend's 2 kids on your doorstep. Make sure you look after them properly, okay? Is that Perry? Oh, wait, are you back in town? Did you move back in with your parents or something? Bingo. I divorced my husband and came back home yesterday. Huh? All right, gotta go. I'm heading out for drinkies with the girls. Hang on a sec. What the hell? Perry, what the hell are all these kids doing at my house? How can you expect me to look after 5 kids when I am heavily pregnant and ready to give birth at any moment? This is ridiculous. You know I can't do this. Perry, I can't believe you left the kids outside my house again. And you didn't even warn me this time. This is unacceptable, and I can't keep looking after them. Oh, morning, Fiona. I left the kids outside your house again today. I am begging you, you have to stop this, please. I could barely keep up with them yesterday. Within 5 minutes of letting them into my house, my living room had turned into a frickin' track and field event. I don't have the energy to keep up with 5 small children. I can't catch them when they run around my house because of how pregnant I am. This isn't safe for any of us. The place looked like a garbage dump after you picked them up last night, but I was so exhausted I couldn't do anything about it. And I just fell asleep on the sofa, a stressed out mess. My head hurts and my belly is so swollen. Don't fake being ill just because you're giving birth in 2 weeks. Don't forget, I gave birth to 3 boys myself. To be honest, I barely ever felt tired at all, so I know you're bullshitting me. I can spot a faker from a mile away, so don't even try it, lady. I'm not faking anything. Everyone reacts to being pregnant differently. Just because it was easy for you doesn't mean it is for the rest of us. Oh, that reminds me. I did ask my mom to look after them, but she has a bad back and can't get out of bed. Huh? My dad's at the house looking after her, which means they both have their hands full, which means you better not bother them trying to get them to save you, because they won't. You need to take care of this one yourself. Oh my God. Okay, well, good luck with the kids. Perry, no.
Hey, Fiona, how are you feeling? Are you asleep? I'm sorry I haven't been messaging much. I've been super busy with these meetings. It turns out the boss didn't book me a hotel, so I had no choice but to sleep on the sofa at the Seattle company branch. He forgot, apparently. Who forgets to book their employee a hotel when he sends them away, especially on a 2-week business trip? Anyway, don't worry about me. I'm fine. A little grouchy at what a dick this guy's being, maybe, but fine. Let me know how you're doing when you get this, okay? All right, catch you later.
Fiona, sweetie, I'll be leaving the kids on your doorstep again today. Take good care of them, okay? Thanks, sweetie.
Hey, Fiona, good morning. How are things on your end? You haven't been replying to my messages at all, and to tell you the truth, I'm starting to get kind of worried. Are you still asleep or something?
Michael.
Whew, thank God for that. You replied.
Help me.
What's wrong?
Your sister Perry divorced her husband and came back to town to live with your parents.
She did what now?
I don't know how, but she found out you were away on business in Seattle, and she's using your absence to her advantage in the most wicked way. She keeps leaving her 3 kids and 2 of her friends' kids on my doorstep so she can go out drinking with her friends.
What the heck am I even reading?
I could hardly leave 5 small children out there freezing on my doorstep, so I've been bringing them inside the house, but I can't cope with this for much longer. My first thought was to reach out to your mom for help, but Perry told me she's suffering with some serious back pain and is currently bedbound. She says your dad's looking after her, so neither of them can help me.
How long has this been going on?
Today is the 3rd day in a row. The house is full of unruly little brats who don't listen to a word I say. It looks like we've been hit by a frickin' tornado. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I wanted to message you sooner, but I haven't even had a chance to step aside to use my phone. It's so chaotic. I'm worried one of them might get hurt. She's been coming to pick them up in the evenings, but by that point I am so exhausted I can barely move. I am at my physical and emotional limit. To tell you the truth, I have the weirdest feeling in my belly, and I don't feel too good. Even sending these messages now is tough.
Oh my God, no way! Are you going into labor?
What's this water?
Did your waters just break?
I think they might have.
I'm calling an ambulance.
Is that a good idea?
Of course it is. I'm calling one now.
Hello, Fiona. Your front door is locked and all the lights are off. Where the heck did you run off to? If you took the kids for a day out at the theme park or something, then that's great. I'm pleased you're finally easing into your new babysitter life, but I need to go home. Hello, Fiona, sweetie. Are you there? I mean, you can keep my 3 kids forever if that's what you really want, but I'm going to be needing my friends' brats back because their mom's going to be expecting them home real soon. If you don't give me those kids back in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be in such an awkward spot. Damn it, Stacy is going to be furious with me. Ugh.
If it's Fiona you want, she got carried away in an ambulance.
Huh? What?
Miraculously, she still somehow managed to deliver our baby safely, but she's asleep at the hospital ward now.
Michael? Is this my brother?
I've been keeping hold of her phone for the last few hours because I knew you'd probably message her with your crap again at some point.
What?
I can't believe you're back. How dare you treat my wife and baby so awfully? I'm with Fiona right now.
What the hell? Why? You were supposed to be away in Seattle for another 10 days.
I cut my business trip off early and came home as soon as I heard what you were doing to my wife, moron. I'd been super busy with my meetings, so I didn't have time to message her, but when I finally did this morning, she told me about how you divorced your husband and came back to live with Mom and Dad. I was also informed of the small matter of you continuously dumping 5 freaking small children on her doorstep every single day to go out drinking with your friends. Today's the 3rd day in a row.
God damn it, what the hell does she think she's doing? She'll pay for this. I'm her sister-in-law, for crying out loud. The least she could have done was tell a few little white lies to cover me on the whole kids thing so she could keep looking after them for me. Why did she have to go and tell you?
How is she supposed to look after 5 kids while going into labor?
Huh?
By the time she messaged me, she was already going into labor. I'm lucky I messaged her when I did because her waters broke straight afterwards.
What?
I didn't know what to do, so I did the only thing I could while I was all the way out in Seattle. I called an ambulance, got on the first flight home, and made my way straight to the hospital.
Oh, crap. Are you serious?
I was at the hospital within 5 hours of calling off my business trip, and that's where I am right now. Unbelievably, I made it just in time for my baby to be born. If that ain't a miracle, then I don't know what is. But seriously, Perry, what the hell is wrong with you? Do you have mental problems? Who in their right mind would dump 5 kids who haven't even been properly disciplined on a heavily pregnant woman ready to go into labor at any second?
Hey, don't be so mean. I thought Fiona was the perfect babysitter candidate. It's not like she was doing anything other than lazing around the house all day. And besides, I thought it might be nice for her to have an opportunity to practice looking after children. You might not think so, but it was my way of being kind.
We didn't need your kindness, and my wife's childcare skills are none of your business.
Gah.
Thanks to your kindness, my wife went through a horrible ordeal and is so stressed out you wouldn't believe. We could have lost the baby because of you. I'll never forgive you for this. You better prepare yourself for what's coming. This time you crossed the line. Hey, Fiona, how are you feeling?
Hey, Michael. Me and the baby are both doing great, thanks. The midwife says we'll be able to leave right on schedule.
I'm so pleased to hear that. There's just one thing. Would you mind going back to your parents' house and not our place when you get discharged?
Huh? Why?
Don't worry, I already spoke to your mom and she says it's totally fine with her.
But why? Did something happen?
Yeah, you could say that. Thanks to my sister's shenanigans, a very unpleasant reality has come to light.
An unpleasant reality?
My head's all over the place right now, so I should probably dip out and take a breather. I'll explain once I've calmed down, okay? Your sister's gonna come home to look after you while you're at your mom's place. Perry is dangerous and unpredictable, and there's no telling what she might do. I want you to be somewhere safe until this whole thing is settled. I know this must be a lot to take in, but I'm asking you to trust me. Can you do that, Fiona?
Wow, Michael, whatever this is sure seems to have you shaken up. All right, got it. Don't worry, I'll be waiting at my mom's house.
I'm so sorry to trouble you with all this, babe. I know it's the last thing you need right now.
Michael! My boyfriend is your boss? Is this for real?
I'm the one whose mind is blown here, Perry. I had no idea your husband divorced you because you were cheating on him. Not only that, but you had another lover on the side who he didn't find out about during the divorce. My freaking boss. I nearly spat my coffee out all over the hospital ward when my coworker told me what he'd seen you guys doing in the office.
So what if I'm seeing your boss? I'm single now, so I can date whoever the hell I want to.
Sure, maybe that's true now, but it sure as hell wasn't when you were married to your husband and seeing 2 different guys behind his back. If you actually believe there's nothing wrong with that, then you're even more irredeemable than I first thought.
Huh?
Thanks to the grudge my asshole boss has against me, I got sent on a business trip to Seattle 2 weeks before my heavily pregnant wife was due to go into labor. As if that wasn't bad enough, you treated her like your personal daycare center by dumping 5 rampaging little brats on her every single day. And the reason? So you could go on dates with my boss while he went out to run errands outside the office. You disgust me.
What was I supposed to do? It wasn't just my kids. My friend said she couldn't meet her boyfriend if I didn't watch her 2 boys.
Basically, your friend's just as much of a scumbag as you.
Hey, don't insult my friend. Who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, you're right. Of course the real scumbag here is you.
Hey, you watch your damn mouth, you jerk.
If the despicable lowlife who put my wife and unborn baby's lives in danger with her reckless, irresponsible behavior isn't a scumbag, then what are you?
Being unfairly treated, that's what. Don't be so horrible.
You've got some nerve to do what you did and call me the horrible one. Whatever. In any case, you'll be paying another round of compensation real soon.
Wait, what? Compensation?
This should go without saying, but neither me, Mom, or Dad have any intention of helping you. You're completely on your own now.
What the hell is this? Is it everyone gang up on Perry Day or something? Fine, whatever. You think I care? My boyfriend is a department manager at one of the biggest companies in the state, and he'll get me out of this in no time. Whatever poxy compensation payment you charge me for will be nothing but mere pocket change to him.
Yeah, about that. Apparently my boss is gonna get fired.
Fired? What?
You probably don't know this, but the reason he became my boss is because he got sent to my branch from HQ as a punishment for screwing up there. Basically, he was barely hanging on by the skin of his teeth. It really does take a moron of epic proportions to play truant to go on dates with your girlfriend when you should be out on company business. Even being related to the company president isn't gonna save him this time. Word got out when you guys were seen by one of my co-workers, and now everyone in our private group chat is talking about his impending dismissal. His days are numbered.
What?
I didn't know this, but apparently he has a reputation for being frivolous with money. He couldn't even afford to pay the compensation he was ordered to pay his wife, and now he's in mountains of debt to cover it.
Debt? Oh my God, this can't be happening. My boyfriend is gonna lose his job? Michael, no!
Let me make this abundantly clear, Perry. Neither me, Mom, or Dad have any intention of helping you out whatsoever. You made this mess yourself, and now you need to get out of it yourself. You're completely on your own now.
Oh my God. Maybe I can cancel this out with the child support payments?
Oh, yeah, that reminds me about the kids you kept dumping on my wife. You know, your kids who you seem to have no interest in whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, I was meaning to ask. No one told me anything. Where the hell are they?
As for your friends, two boys, their dad found out what their mom was doing behind his back, and he's currently in the process of divorcing her.
What?
As for your three kids, they're safely in the care of your ex-husband.
What the hell? Darren has the kids?
It's abundantly clear you're totally incapable of raising them, so he swore he'd take back full custody if it was the last thing he did.
Oh my God, you had no right to give my children to that asshole. Who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, no, this isn't how this works, Perry. You don't get to treat your children like objects and then act indignant when those of us who are decent human beings get sick of your shit and take action. Hopefully, you'll learn a lesson from all this.
But...
Nope, I don't want to hear it. There's nothing you could possibly say that would take back what you did. It's just like Jesus said, actions speak louder than words. You're not my problem anymore. I don't ever want to see or hear from you again.
What? No!
Goodbye forever. A few days after our last message, my little sister Perry was disowned by our parents and kicked out of the house for good. Apparently, she got a taxi straight to her ex-husband's place. It was probably a desperate effort to try and get her kids back, or patch things up with him, or both. Unfortunately for her, her ex-husband could read her like a book. He knew she'd probably try to launch an assault on his house, so he made sure that he and the kids weren't there when she did. He made a few phone calls, and with that, she was bundled into the back of a van and forced to work in my mom's friend's fish factory. As for the compensation and child support she owes her ex-husband, deductions will be taken from her salary from the factory every month until she pays everything off. Given that she owes a hefty amount of compensation, her monthly take-home after the deductions doesn't amount to much. And on top of that, our aunt is fully in charge of what little money she does have in her bank account now. For my sister, who believes life is about spending money on frivolous crap and getting drunk with her friends, her new situation must have come as quite the shock. I'm not holding my breath, but I hope she uses this whole experience as an opportunity to become a better human being. Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to prove what a boss you are by liking and subscribing. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We can't wait to see you again next time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Melania, you still didn't wash the frickin' dishes like I told you to, did ya? The sink's still full of filthy crap from this morning's breakfast. Please tell me you at least vacuumed the place. I'm pretty sure you didn't, 'cause there's dust all over the floorboards, but I want to believe my wife isn't a complete failure at being a woman. Please tell me you at least did something. Wait a sec. Holy crap, are you for real? You didn't cook my supper either?
Welcome home, Donald.
I don't want to hear that crap message. You should be coming to greet me at the doorstop with a hug and a smile, you pathetic excuse of a wife. Judging from the state of the house, you've been asleep all day like Lila.
Yep, I fell asleep after putting her to bed from her afternoon nap. I woke up a little while ago and I'm just about to head out to do a spot of grocery shopping. I'll cook your supper when I get back, so would you mind running me a bath? Feel free to go in before me while I cook your meal.
Excuse me? Holy crap, are you being serious right now? You'd tell your husband to run you a goddamn bath after he's been hard at work all day? Do you have any idea how much I slave away at that company to put your frickin' dinner on the table, woman? You know, it's bad enough that you stopped taking care of cooking my meals properly and doing the housework ever since Lila was born, but now you're gonna start barking orders at me too? I'm the goddamn breadwinner around here, Melania, and don't you forget that. Why is it so hard for you to do the housework when you're home all the time? You seriously need to stop slacking and start fulfilling your obligations to me. I am the man around here.
Please, would you just give it a rest already? I'll be home in about an hour, so can this wait until then?
What? Since when does grocery shopping take you an entire hour?
It's going to take longer than usual because I'm carrying Lila. Do you really want me to rush and risk falling over with her?
Anyway, why the heck are you even going out grocery shopping at this late hour? This should have been done this morning. Maybe if you didn't spend all day asleep on the sofa and actually lifted a finger around a house for once, you'd be able to get things done more efficiently and not have to go out on late-night shopping trips. You're not so cut out for being a housewife.
Whatever, Donald. I'm going shopping. I'll see you back at the house later. Hey, Melania. Long time no see. Huh? Is that Kelsey? No kidding. It really has been ages. It's gotta be, 3 years since we last saw each other? Right. The last time I saw you was at your wedding. Oh, yeah, about that. Me and him kinda got a divorce. What? Really? What happened? Oh, a bunch of things. It was just one thing on top of another, and eventually it all got to be too much, so I was like, nope, I'm out. First of all, we couldn't get pregnant despite trying for a baby for 3 years, so he started calling me infertile, and then there was the relentless bullying from his mother-in-law. The typical stuff like throwing my cooking in the bin, forcing me to do all the housework all of the time. She basically had it in for me from the get-go. I finally reached my limit when I found out he'd been cheating on me. When I heard his lover was pregnant with his kid, I broke things off, filed for a divorce, and got a bunch of compensation from them both. Jesus. Oh, I remember now. I think you told me at the wedding you were planning on moving in with your husband's parents. But, wow, I never imagined things would go so badly. The thought alone of you going through all that crap is bad enough. I can only imagine what it must have been like to live it. It turns out his false accusation of me being infertile came from his mom. False accusations? So you mean he was wrong? Yep. Dead wrong. It was kind of playing on my mind, so I decided to go in for a test, and it turns out I'm not infertile at all. My ex-husband never did get tested, so I can only conclude it was him firing blanks all along. Huh, but didn't you just say his lover was pregnant with his kid? In that case, who's the real dad? Wait, does this mean what I think it means? I can't say for sure, but I also can't deny there is a strong possibility. Holy hell. While it would be hella entertaining to find out for sure, it'd also be a huge pain in the ass, and to be honest, it's really not any of my business, so I'm just gonna let that train wreck unfold naturally. The fact remains that he did cheat on me though, so I'm glad we divorced, which means I'm officially single and ready to mingle again. Wow, a lot has changed since we last spoke then. I'm so pleased you were able to get out of that. It sounds like you were in a really rough situation. Thanks, Melania. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go on about nothing but my personal life. Enough of me. How have you been? You got married last year and had a baby last month, right? Congrats, honey. Yeah, that's right. Thanks. I heard you at your wedding with just close friends and family? Yep, that's right. I saw you made a bunch of announcements in the group chat. I'm sorry for not replying to any of them. I was so wrapped up in the big, confusing, stressful mess with my in-laws that I could barely find time to speak to my friends. Oh, it's totally cool. I get it. Oh, sorry, Kelsey, I'm gonna have to go. Lila just started crying again. I'll message you again once she calms down, okay? Oh, sure thing, babe. No rush. I hope your little girl's okay.
Melania, I want a divorce.
Excuse me? Donald, aren't you at work right now?
I left early. You think our kid's more important than me, don't you? Fine. Have it your way. We're getting a divorce.
Listen to me, Donald. Wasn't it obvious to you that our daughter was going to become my #1 priority after she was born? Me and you might be able to look after ourselves, but Lila can't. She's totally dependent on us, which means that if I'm not here for her, no one is. To be honest, I'm kind of struggling to come to terms with the idea that you struggle to comprehend that our infant daughter comes first.
This is why I didn't want any goddamn kids.
Wow, what?
Thankfully, I was blessed with a stroke of miraculous good fortune lately. I'm remarrying my ex-girlfriend.
Huh? Your ex-girlfriend? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about my ex-girlfriend, dummy. Can't you read basic English? Apparently she divorced her husband because him and his mom were bullying her for being infertile.
What does that have to do with you?
Everything. If my ex is infertile, that means if I divorce you and marry her, we'll be forever childless, and I'll never have to put up with any more whining brats, and she'll stay loyal to me and nobody else for the rest of her life. Basically, what that means is there's absolutely zero risk of her ever becoming like you, a lazy good-for-nothing wife who totally neglects her duties to me in favor of a screaming poo machine.
Wow, I can't believe what I'm reading.
I want a divorce right now. I'm sick of our baby getting all the attention.
Have you no awareness of how disrespectful this is to your ex-girlfriend? How could you be so horrible?
The only horrible, disrespectful one here is you for ignoring your husband all this time.
So you're gonna make this my fault, huh?
I won't ask for any compensation. All I ask is that you agree to the divorce immediately.
Wait a sec, are you for real? You think you're the one who gets to file for compensation in this situation?
Of course I am. You're so obsessed with looking after the brat, you totally ignore the housework and your duties to me, your husband and the man of the house. No matter which way you look at it, the only one in the wrong here is you.
Wow, and you're gonna be big-hearted enough to not file for compensation from me? Oh, you're such a gentleman, Donald.
Anyway, I'm heading over to the county clerk's office on my way home from work to grab the divorce papers as we speak. Expect to see me soon and have your pen ready. I want to see your signature on these papers faster than you can say good-for-nothing wife.
I see. I guess I have no choice then. Don't come crawling back to me when you regret it.
Wow, you're despicable. I had no idea you'd sink this low. I can't believe you're trying to get my parents to take your side.
Well, they do only live 3 minutes away from us. They rushed over immediately the other day when I messaged them with the news.
Gah, whatever. Just tell me one thing. You will be handing in those divorce papers I left you with, right?
I'll hand them in the moment you pay me my compensation and child support.
What the heck? Why should I pay you compensation? This ain't fair. And child support? Why should I have anything to do with the brat once we're divorced? I don't understand why you're doing any of this crap.
Unfortunately, I don't have time to wait for the day that you finally understand. So in the meantime, I'll be discussing things with your parents and contacting you through my lawyer. All you need to do is accept the result and reflect on what a huge jerk you've been. Who knows, maybe you could see this whole experience as an opportunity to become a better person. I'm not holding my breath, though. Melania, you have to help me. Kelsey, what's going on? My ex-boyfriend from high school is demanding I marry him. He's sitting outside the doorstep of my mom and dad's house. Wait, what the... Well, I don't know if it's really appropriate to call the guy I broke up with 2 hours after our first date my ex-boyfriend, but yeah. Anyway, it would appear this ex-boyfriend turned stalker of mine is your husband. Excuse me? I'm not sure I follow. Your husband's name is Donald, right? Yeah, sure it is. Wait, you and Donald know each other? Yeah, I guess you could say that. We hung out with the same group back in high school, and after chatting at a few house parties, he told me he had feelings for me. I was single at the time, and he seemed okay at first, so I thought, why not? But I went off him immediately when he started bragging about how awesome he was on our first date. He literally wouldn't shut up about himself. I told him I didn't think we'd be a good fit for each other, and things have been left that way ever since. Until recently, that is. I mean, I knew your husband's name was Donald, but I had no idea it was that Donald. Right, I see. I guess I did only invite close friends and family to the wedding, so you had no way of knowing, huh? I never included any pictures in the group chat announcements either, so I guess you wouldn't have known what he looks like. Apparently Donald knows me and you were friends in high school. He found out through some of the other people in our old group. After announcing his arrival to my mom through the intercom, he yelled at the top of his lungs, "I broke up with Melania, baby," on the doorstep. Thankfully, my mom managed to convince him I wasn't home, so he seems to have disappeared and gone home, at least for now. Wow, what the hell does he think he's playing at? Is it true you guys got a divorce? I still haven't handed in the papers, so we're not technically divorced yet. But why would you be divorcing in the first place? Didn't you just have your little girl? Yes. He wouldn't help with looking after Lila. He wouldn't lift a finger around the house, and he constantly treated me like crap for failing to live up to my duties as his wife because I didn't have time to cater to his every woman desire because I was too busy with our daughter. He spoke about Lila like he wished she hadn't been born. Oh my God, that's horrible. But still, why me? I hope you'll believe me when I say this, but I swear me and Donald haven't had any contact whatsoever ever since I broke things off with him back in high school. That's why I'm so blown away by what's happening. I see. Well, Donald did say he was getting back with his ex-girlfriend, but he didn't say anything about who his ex-girlfriend actually was, so to be honest, I was a little confused about the whole thing. I also have no idea how he managed to convince himself he was in with another shot with you after you were the one who dumped him and you don't speak for a decade. There are still a bunch of things that make no sense about his behavior, but I think I at least have a rough picture of what's going on now. I just don't understand why he thinks me and him are going to get married. Yeah, right. Hey, Kelsey, there are a few messages I'd like you to take a look at. Would you mind if I send them to you? What kind of messages? The messages from when he told me he was marrying his ex-girlfriend. Wow, he did it over message? I know, right? He's such a charmer. I want you to know that I had no idea you were the ex-girlfriend he was talking about at the time he sent these messages. Got it. All right, send away. I just saw the messages. Wow, I can't believe what I'm reading. I'm guessing he found out about my divorce through our old friends. I'd say that's the most likely explanation. Still, mistaking me for infertile because I don't want kids and bragging about how he had a miraculous stroke of good fortune and hearing about my divorce is just... I have no words. In my case, it's just a misunderstanding, but can you imagine if he was saying those things about someone who genuinely couldn't have kids? He only has to upset the wrong person once for his life to be in danger. Right? It should have been obvious to me all along, but looking back on our relationship now, it's obvious he never had the capacity to empathize with how people feel and consider that his actions might have consequences. We initially met through an introduction from both of our parents. But to be honest, I'm kind of pissed off with myself for not realizing what an enormous jerk he is. Don't blame yourself, Melania. Sometimes it takes a long time for people to show you their true colors. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyway, I'd really like him to stop stalking me, but I'm not sure exactly how to go about that. I think the quickest way to shake him off would be to tell him you're not actually infertile. I doubt he'd believe me if I told him, so I think maybe I should ask his parents to deliver the news. Would that be okay with you? I know this is a delicate matter. Sure, it's fine. I don't see what other options I have in this situation. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, right? Got it. Give me a little time, Kelsey. We'll have this dealt with before you know it.
Melania! I've changed my mind. Don't hand in the divorce papers.
Huh?
However, there is one condition. You need to stop putting the baby first and start tending to my needs as your husband again. You're lucky I'm so generous and big-hearted. Can you believe you almost became a divorcee? I bet you're counting your lucky stars right about now.
It's too late, Donald. I've already handed in the divorce papers.
What?
Does your arrogance know no bounds? You really think you get to undo everything you said to me just because you found out Kelsey isn't actually infertile?
No, but fine. I guess I can get a little carried away sometimes.
A little? You don't say.
Listen, Melania, my mom and dad are pissed at me, and it looks like they're gonna force me to work in a real bad company.
Oh, you mean the construction company? What was their name again? Backbreakers Ltd?
Wait, what? You know about them?
Yep, your mom passed word on to my lawyer. Apparently they're a company that specializes in rehabilitating ex-cons, social misfits, and delinquents like yourself through intense manual labor. The plan is to send you there for as long as it takes to reform your antisocial tendencies and make you safe to be let loose in society among the rest of us. They have a reputation for being able to reform even the biggest scoundrels and lowlifes.
That sounds scary. I don't want to go there.
Oh, by the way, apparently your mom and dad are considering letting you leave once you've paid me back in full for the compensation and child support you owe me and Lila. Between the despicable, shameful act of you leaving me for your ex-girlfriend because I was looking after our daughter while we were still married, no less, plus the sheer absurdity of the fact that she was never actually even your ex-girlfriend in the first place. Not to mention the fact you acted like a goddamn stalker by showing up outside her parents' house uninvited and caused a huge scene while terrifying the life out of them. Your case was deemed to be too extraordinary and your behavior too unpredictable to allow you to roam free in society for a moment longer. Which means you'll be heading out to Backbreakers HQ to start your period of servitude either today or tomorrow. That's what I heard, at least.
Oh my God, no! I can't do this! You have to convince them to change their minds, please!
Huh?
Think about it, Melania! This is your chance to win me back! All it's gonna take is for you to convince my parents not to send me to this hell camp! Surely you can do that? I'm the breadwinner and the backbone of this family! You're not gonna be able to get by without me around to pay the rent!
Just because I'm on maternity leave right now doesn't mean I don't make any money, Donald. You seem to be forgetting that my salary is higher than yours to begin with.
Huh?
Anyway, this is such a pointless waste of time. I am dead set on the divorce, and nothing you can say will change my mind. Plus it's already a done deal. I just got done handing in the papers.
You did what? Oh my God, are you serious?
There's no going back now. You made your bed, now lie in it.
God damn it!
Oh look, a message from my lawyer. Looks like Backbreakers are sending their van to pick you up and take you to your new life out in the quarry today. I hope you know how to use a pickaxe.
Wait, what? Today?
I'm looking forward to seeing whether you have the capacity for self-reflection or not. Who knows, maybe you'll come out the other side of all this a better human being.
Melania, don't do this, baby, please. I'm begging ya.
We're strangers now, and I want nothing else to do with you for as long as I live. Goodbye forever.
Melania!
Discussions were being held over whether my ex-husband would be paying me my compensation and child support in one lump sum or monthly payments. When I received word, he showed up outside his ex-girlfriend Kelsey's house in a desperate panic. Backbreakers got word of it, and within 10 minutes had arrived at the house and were bundling him into the back of their van. Apparently this all went down straight after our last messages. According to Kelsey, he was dragged away from her doorstep by a group of big, ripped, tattooed dudes while yelling, "No! Why me?" With that, the van rode off into the sunset, and we never heard from him again. As for my money, Donald's parents were kind enough to pay me everything back in one lump sum up front on behalf of their son, after which he was ordered to make monthly repayments with his wages from his manual labor at the rehabilitation company. To add insult to injury for my wayward ex-husband, Kelsey decided to file for compensation too. It wasn't a huge amount, but given the dire situation he was already in, let's just say he wasn't exactly happy about it. According to his mom and dad, he currently spends his days working 14-hour shifts out in the quarry beneath the blistering heat while being relentlessly bullied by his coworkers. I can't say I feel sorry for him. Do you? Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to prove what a boss you are by liking and subscribing. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We can't wait to see you again next time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hello, Vanya. Could you get divorced with my Gino for me?
Huh? Who is this even?
And why do you want me to get divorced with my husband?
My Gino. You know who this is just by those words, right?
Is this Laura? Gino's previous wife? Gino told me about you. Wait, how did you even get my contact information?
Yes. So you do know me after all. It's not important how I got your contact information. You see, it's already been decided that me and Gino are going to get married again. Well, that's the situation, I guess, so hurry up and get divorced with him for me, will you?
Does this mean that even though Gino was already married with me, he got back together with you behind my back?
Yep. Which is why I need you to get divorced with him, all right?
You say that so easily, but this is the first time I'm hearing anything about this. I don't even know what you look like, Laura, which means that I don't know if you're actually Gino's ex-wife either.
Oh, so you're not going to believe me?
I mean, think about it. No one's going to divorce their husband based on what some random person told them by text. Besides, I heard that Gino and his ex-wife got divorced because she cheated on him multiple times. Why would he want to get back together with someone like that anyways?
Ah, so that's what's bothering you.
Is any part of what I said not true?
You see, when me and Gino were married, he would always tell me that he never wanted to get divorced with me. Probably because he fell for my high-level techniques. He never wanted to get divorced with me in the first place, but his parents, on the other hand, both of them were pretty serious people, and they were probably concerned about how it would affect their image if their son's wife kept cheating on him. Which is why they told Gino to get divorced with me, a wife that keeps cheating, and make me pay him an alimony.
Well, I guess that's how a normal person would react. But Gino himself never mentioned anything about this, although, if what you're saying is true, I understand why he never told me.
That's not it, though. You see, at the time, I was currently dating a CEO who ran his own company, and he kept telling me he wanted to marry me. I wanted to get divorced with Gino soon, who only had an average salary anyways. So it was the perfect timing his parents made him divorce me.
Is that so? I'll try to figure out whether what you're telling me is the truth, but thanks for giving me all this information.
Huh? What even is that? You're not even going to act surprised that your husband just got stolen from you?
To be honest, I am a bit shocked, but it's not like I know for sure yet. Like I said, I'm not about to believe what some random person I've never met says to me by text. While we're at it, though, I have one more question for you. It's about 6 years ago that you got divorced with Gino, right?
Yep. It's already been 6 years, huh? How time flies.
I see. You divorced him because he had only an average salary, right? Why are you suddenly trying to get back together with him 6 years later then?
What? You seriously can't guess for yourself? It's because Gino became rich. Of course I want to get back together with him now.
What? Gino became rich? Where did you get that information?
There's no point trying to hide it to me, because I already know. I heard from an acquaintance of mine that my father-in-law, Gino's father that is, quit his job as an office worker and started his own company around 5 years ago. Not only that, but I heard that Gino inherited his father's company 1 year ago, and the company's been growing rapidly ever since.
I see. Please tell me more.
What I'm trying to say is that Gino's now the second CEO of the company his father founded, and a rapidly growing company at that, meaning that he's rich. You see, the Gino I knew never earned that much money, but he was handsome, so I forgave him for it. It was truly his only flaw. I always thought to myself, if only he was rich on top of everything else, then he would be the perfect husband. And apparently my wish came true.
I'm going to ask you directly. This means that you stole him from me because you were after his money, right?
Yep. I don't care what you say. Gino's mine now. I mean, I had always thought to myself that I would get back together with him if he ever became rich. So hurry up and give him back to me, all right? Oh, and Gino's going to pay for the alimony or whatever, so hurry up and get divorced with him, all right? Vanya, did you still not get divorced with Gino? You said that you were going to ask Gino whether what I was telling you was true, but shouldn't that be over by now? I really don't think this is that complicated, you know.
Hello, Laura. I asked Gino about it, and he admitted to cheating on me, but...
You see? Now that you're done, hurry up and get divorced with him. Or is it that you're just stalling?
Sorry, but it's really not that simple. And no, I'm not stalling.
What do you mean this isn't that simple? Your husband cheated on you and wants to get back together with me. Which means that I need you to get divorced with him as soon as possible. What could be more simple than that?
You see, if me and Gino are going to get divorced, it's going to affect the business at the company at least a little. I'm currently in the process of talking to him about what to do about it, and I invited his father to join our discussion.
Huh? So that's why it's taking so long? Ugh! This sounds like it's going to take a long time.
Yep. You see, it's probably a lot more complicated than you think.
Oh, that reminds me. You work at the same company as Gino, right?
Well, yes.
Is that so? Well, I get what you're trying to say. It'll be difficult for you to remain at the company after you get divorced with Gino, right? None of this has anything to do with me, though. But still, it is kind of entertaining, I will admit. Not only did I steal your husband from you, but I also made you lose your job. That's kind of hilarious. I'm such a naughty woman.
That's not really what I was talking about when I said it was a lot more complicated than you think.
Whatever, just hurry up and get divorced with him. I'm going to give you one more week, huh? Hey, answer my calls! Vanya! I haven't been able to contact Gino at all recently. Do you know anything about this? This was your doing, wasn't it? You know something, right?
Sorry, I didn't see your texts until now.
Finally, you replied.
Yes, I was still at work. Let me see. You can't contact Gino or something?
You know something about this, don't you? Don't tell me, but you aren't keeping him locked up in your home and monitoring him because you don't want to get divorced with him or something, are you?
It's not me that's keeping him locked up in his house and monitoring him, but what you're saying is mostly correct.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
It's not me who's monitoring him, but his parents. Gino's parents, that is.
Damn it. I knew this smelled like trouble. Hey, couldn't you have told his parents about it right after you two got divorced or something? Seriously, why'd you have to go and make things difficult for me? I mean, it's not like the company's going to collapse or something just because you're going to quit, you know? You ever heard the phrase, anyone could take your place?
Well, I'm sorry to say this, but there aren't any replacements for me at the present moment.
Huh? You think too much of yourself.
Anyways, Laura, I have some questions for you myself. You work at S Corporations, right?
Oh yeah, I just joined that company half a year ago. Well, I'm going to be the wife of a CEO soon, so I'm going to quit though. From now on, I'm going to live a life of luxury, and I'll never have to work a day in my life again. Wait, hold on. How do you know I work at S Corporations? Did you seriously hire an investigation on me or something?
No. Gino told me about it. Anyways, if you do work at S Corporations, then you must know the tea trading company, right?
Of course I do. That's Gino's company.
Do you know that the tea trading company is a business partner of S Corporations, the place you work at?
Of course I know. I mean, that's how I got reunited with Gino in the first place. I went to visit the office of tea trading company with my manager, and that's where fate brought us together again. What's with all these weird questions anyways, huh?
Is that so? What you've told me right now is almost completely consistent with what Gino told me. Thank you for your cooperation.
And you're going to get divorced with him, right? If you don't get divorced with him soon, I can't become the wife of a CEO like I intend to, you know?
While I am going to eventually get divorced with Gino, I don't really think you're going to be that excited once I do. You say that you know the tea trading company, but you're seriously still talking about becoming the wife of the CEO? Huh? What are you talking about? Laura, have you not noticed yet? What haven't I noticed? That you're even more of a hassle than I initially thought? No. I'm going to ask you one more time, just in case. Who is the CEO of the tea trading company? Gino is. I see. This is just... Huh? What are you even talking about, Vanya? Stop trying to act all calm and tough. You're the loser, so just accept it and give up. Gino's mine now, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can do whatever you want with Gino after I get divorced with him, as long as you pay me the alimony I'm going to be asking of you. But I have something to tell you that might shock you. The CEO of the trading company isn't Gino. Huh? But his father was the founder, and Gino's his only son, right? What do you mean he isn't the CEO? It's one of your company's business partners, right? You really should at least know who the CEO is. Oh my god! Are you seriously not going to give up yet? Gino's father founded that company, so of course his only son, Gino, inherited it after he resigned from his position as the CEO. Do I really need to explain that to you? Just because you don't want to give up your position as the CEO's wife doesn't mean you can lie and try to scare me like this, you know? You're even more pathetic than I thought, Vanya. Although I do understand why you don't want to let go of Gino. Don't worry, you'll have him all to yourself soon enough. I've made my decision. You two are both getting fired. Huh? Have you seriously gone crazy? What do you mean we're fired? Who are you, the queen or something? Hold on. What you told me yesterday was true? Gino isn't the CEO of Tea Trading Company? Not only that, but you're actually the CEO? Just what kind of dirty tricks did you do to get into that position? Hold on. Ew. You fucking pervert, Vanya. You seriously laid your hands on... I am going to stop you right there before you say something extremely offensive. All I did was work hard as one of the company's employees. You see, in normal situations, my father-in-law would still be the CEO of the tea trading company. And there was also a period when he was planning on making Gino the next CEO, depending on whether he was fit for the job or not. But last year, my mother-in-law suddenly started getting hip pains and someone needed to take care of her. That's why my father-in-law decided to take a step back from his position at the company and take care of his wife instead. He's now on the board of directors and still sometimes visits the company. Huh? But none of what you told me right now explains why you became the CEO and not Gino. I told you that he was planning on making Gino the next CEO, depending on whether he was fit for the job or not, right? You see, Gino's father's training of Gino to become the next CEO was abruptly stopped because his father had to resign from his position to take care of his wife. Which is why he instead decided to find the next CEO from one of the other employees in the company. Someone who understood well how its internal and external affairs worked. I was already working as one of the company's executives, which is part of why Gino's father chose me to become the next CEO. Huh? You were one of Tea Company's trading executives? But you're still in your early 30s, right? You were chosen for an executive position at that age? Well, it's true that your current reaction isn't exactly an unusual one, but... You see, I worked under Gino's father at our previous company, which means that I was actually acquainted to Gino's father before I was acquainted to Gino himself. He asked me whether he wanted to join the new company he was going to found, and I agreed, which means that I was one of Tea Trading Company's founding members. I was an executive at this company since it was founded, you see. That's also around when I started going out with Gino, since his mother introduced him to me soon after the company was founded. We got married a few months later. Seriously? But Gino never told me any of this. He never told you, or you never asked because you just assumed he was the CEO. Anyways, I think it would be better for you to think about what you're going to do about yourself from now on, rather than worrying about my past.
What? What are you trying to tell me? This can't be happening. I'm fired. Oh, so you finally got word. By the way, Gino was also fired at Tea Trading Company. What? Why? Don't tell me you got both of us fired just because he cheated on you, did you? Don't mix your private affairs with the office. Just because you're the CEO or whatever doesn't give you the right to do this to us. It's not that I'm mixing my private affairs with the company's affairs. You two repeatedly used company cars to go on drive dates, right? Not only that, but you would often not come to work entirely and go to love hotels with said cars. I don't know what you're talking about. Not only that, but you two would use the business trips our company set you up on as a sort of vacation multiple times, right? I said I don't know what you're talking about. Is that so? But we have evidence in the form of footage caught on cameras set inside the company cars, so it's no use trying to deny it. There was proof? Damn it. Oh, and this is going to be unrelated to the company's affairs, but I'm going to make you two pay me an alimony for adultery. I'll be contacting you about this through a lawyer at a later date. Huh? Oh, that's right. You were going to make us pay an alimony, right? Like I already said, Gino was already fired from his job, so I think it would be best if you consider that alimony as something that you yourself has to pay. As I don't think Gino has that much money in his bank account either. Vanya, forgive me and don't make me pay an alimony. I'll give Gino back to you, so let's just forget that any of this ever happened. Sorry, but I don't want him anymore. Like I promised, he's all yours now. But there's no point anymore now that I know he's not the CEO. Not only that, but he's unemployed. But weren't you the one who kept bugging me to get divorced with him so you could have him for yourself? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you, so goodbye. I'm going to be blocking this account, so please contact me through my lawyer from now on. After Gino and I got divorced, he immediately went to Laura's apartment as his parents also wouldn't let him live in their house. But apparently, Laura already had another boyfriend. And I don't think I need to tell you what followed after was quite a scene. Despite now knowing that Laura had another boyfriend, Gino had zero intention of breaking up with Laura. But since Laura doesn't find any value in men who don't have any money, she ultimately threw him out of her house as well. To get revenge for this, Gino told the wife of Laura's other boyfriend about how her husband was cheating on her. And because of this, Laura was forced to pay another alimony on top of the one she had to pay me. I have no idea how this happened, but apparently Gino managed to make Laura sign some marriage papers and he turned those into the city hall behind her back. The kind of willpower he must have had to bind Laura into marrying him by taking advantage of her crippling debt. If only he was this passionate about his work as well. Laura instinctively knew that she wouldn't be able to get away unharmed if she tried resisting Gino. And so it seems that she now spends every day shaking in fear while also constantly being reminded of all the money she had to pay off.
Hello, Angelo. It looks like you're still off somewhere, but I thought you were going to come home straight from work today. You promised that you would come straight home without going anywhere today, right?
Oh, hey, Katya. What's your problem? I just had to do a bit of overtime, all right? Stop making such a big deal out of this.
What do you mean, what's your problem? You told me 30 minutes earlier that you were already on your way home, and you should have been home by now. I know you're lying to me and just went off somewhere again.
Did I say that? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I went to grab a quick drink with some colleagues, but I'm done now.
Fine. Anyways, where are you right now?
I'm on the train between B station and C station. I'll be home in about 20 minutes.
Is that so?
What? What's with that reaction? You think I'm lying or something because it's true that I'm between B station and C station right now?
Oh, it's nothing. Don't mind me. So, you'll be home in about 20 minutes, right?
Actually, it might take a bit longer than that because, fuck it. I can't keep hiding it from you forever, alright?
What? And what exactly have you been hiding from me all this time? I have an idea as to what it is, but I want to hear it from your own mouth.
I'm going to divorce you, Katya. I fell in love with someone else.
Huh? I was wondering what you were going to say, and this is what you tell me?
But I'm serious. You see, there's this other girl I've been going out with for a while now. On my way home from work today as well, I dropped her off at her nearest station.
What do you mean, girl? Don't tell me, but is this other woman of yours a lot younger than you?
Yeah, she is. She's 22 and she's beautiful at that.
22? Huh. And do you know how old you yourself are? Why would someone that age be interested in an old man in his 40s like you anyways? You could be her dad if we just took a look at the age difference. I mean, I'd understand if you were rich or handsome or something, but you're just an average guy in his 40s, and that's already being generous.
Huh? What's with the insult suddenly? You're just jealous I found someone better than you, aren't you? Besides, age doesn't matter when it comes to love. And it just so happens that I'm only interested in girls aged 22 or younger.
You completely forgot what day it is today, didn't you?
Huh? Was there something today?
It's my 35th birthday. That's why I made you promise to come home directly from work, don't you remember? You really are a sick fuck, Angelo.
What? Oh yeah, I forgot. Come on, Katya, don't be such a child. So what if I forgot your birthday or something? But I admit, it must suck to be you, getting divorced on your 35th birthday.
So you want to get divorced today? Are you sure you thought this through, Angelo? Because I'm not going to take you back even if you come crying later on to get remarried, okay?
Of course I'm sure. I mean, I have a 22-year-old girlfriend who's better than you in every way now. What made you think that I would ever want to marry you again after you got divorced? I mean, everyone knows that girls ages 22 and younger are the best when it comes to relationships. Sorry, Katya, but you're just past your prime.
Then why did you marry me in the first place? I was 28, not 22 when we got married, remember?
Marriage and love are two separate things. It's what I thought when I married you, but now that I have a 22-year-old girlfriend, I think I want to marry her. I'm not going to let you get in the way of our love, Katya, which is why I want to get divorced with you as soon as possible.
You may be in your early 40s, but you have the mental maturity of a child in elementary school. Anyways, just come home for now. We'll talk about the divorce then. Good evening, Tamara. Is now a good time? There's something I want to talk to you about. Good evening, Katya. Yep, I can talk now. You see, it's about this stalker situation of yours that you told me about last time. There are a few things I want to ask you. Oh, what is it? Nothing's really happened since then. Apparently, he was following me home today as well, so I had my brother, who lives alone nearby, pick me up from the station. I see. You're 22 years old, right, Tamara? What? Oh, yeah. I just graduated from university last year, and this is my first year as an independent adult. I'm turning 23 next month, though. What's the nearest station to your office? It's K Station. I always use the south exit when I go to work, by the way. So I was right. Katya? What exactly were you right about? Oh, sorry. I haven't told you yet. It's still a hypothesis, as I don't actually have any concrete proof, but I think that your stalker might be my husband. Huh? What? Your husband is my stalker? Sorry if I surprised you. My husband is in his 40s, and his name is Angelo. He also uses the south exit of K Station when he goes to work like you. I think that Angelo is stalking you without knowing that I'm a friend of your sister's, though. Could it be that your husband works at a factory owned by B Food Company? Yes, he does. Does that mean something to you? You see, I also work at a factory owned by B Food Company. It's just a feeling, but I think that the stalker always starts stalking me from another factory 2 sites away from mine. But do you really think it's your husband? Isn't there a possibility that this is just some sort of coincidence? I mean, there are plenty of other men who use the south exit of K Station and work at a factory owned by B Food Company. That's what I thought at first. You see, recently he's been coming home late, and whenever I ask him about it, he says he had to work overtime or that he was drinking with colleagues. But he always seems completely sober when he comes home from work, and I know the factory he works at is very strict with shifts. I thought he was just cheating on me or something, but That's when he told me that this girlfriend of his was 22 years old. All of this combined with the fact that my husband has a tendency to be delusional when it comes to women suggests that he's the one who's been stalking you, although in his mind you two have been going out. Seriously? If what you're saying is true and your husband is really my stalker, then this is some pretty scary stuff. I mean, what do you mean he thinks that we've been going out? That's not just being delusional, Katya. That's some sort of a mental disorder. Yeah, I was scared at first too. Like I said, he's always been a bit delusional when it comes to women, but I didn't know that it was this bad. By the way, earlier this evening, Angelo told me that he wanted to divorce. Because according to him, he's going out with a 22-year-old and wants to marry her instead, apparently. I think he meant you. What? Ew, I would never lay my hands on a married man. I haven't made contact with him even once, I swear. Of course, I don't actually believe what he says. I know you're not the kind of person to do something that perverted. Tell me, is this stalker of yours near your house right now? Oh, yeah, I don't think so. I can't see him, at least. I'm going to talk to Angelo about the divorce soon, and I think it would be best if we put an end to this stalker business as well. If my hypothesis is incorrect, however, we'll have to think of something else, as it'll be another problem entirely. But if my hypothesis is correct, we'll still need to act quickly. We can't let him know now that we're on to him until we're ready to act. Otherwise, he could just pretend this never happened since we don't actually have any concrete proof. Yes, I understand. I just want to put an end to this as soon as possible. I can't even go to my boyfriend who lives nearby with something like this going on. Whenever I have to leave the house, I'm always looking behind my back to check if he's following me. That must be terrifying. At least he's not the type to resort to violence, though. Anyways, you have a boyfriend who lives nearby? Oh, yes. He goes on a lot of business trips, but he gave me a spare key to his house and told me that I could come in whenever I wanted to. So that means that once we put an end to all of this business, you have a place to hide until things calm down, right? To be honest, I'm planning on moving once I divorce Angelo and all this is done, so he won't have any way to find me. I know it's really inconvenient, but you should probably consider moving as well. Yes, what you're saying may be right. My boyfriend and I were planning on getting married soon anyways, so this might be a good opportunity to move in with him once all this is done. Oh, and I've already moved some emergency equipment into my boyfriend's house, just in case. But it won't be of use if the stalker follows me there, because then even my boyfriend's house won't be safe. I see. So we need to know where the stalker is before we make a move, right? Oh, it looks like the man himself has arrived. Well, I'll end the conversation for now. I'll be contacting you again soon. Okay, I'm counting on you, Katya. Hey, Angelo. You kept ignoring me back there, so I'm going to try talking to you via text. Could you please stop acting like a child who didn't get what he wanted and is now throwing a tantrum? Are you sure you're 47 years old? Seriously, as soon as you came home, you slammed the divorce papers on the table and locked yourself in your room. I haven't even said anything about the divorce yet. The nearest station to her workplace is K Station, same as you. She uses the south exit like you as well. She's 22 years old and it's her first year after graduating from university. She's a bit taller than me and has hair that barely reaches her shoulders. Today her brother picked her up at K Station and went home with her.
What? How do you know what Tamara looks like? And why do you know what Tamara did today? Hold on. Was the stalker Tamara and her brother were talking about on the way home today you? Wait, does that mean that you knew about us all this time?
Thanks for the reply. I especially loved the second to last one. If only you knew the truth.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about? Just because you're jealous of her and you're my wife doesn't mean you can do stuff like this. I'm not going to forgive you if you do something to Tamara. Stop stalking her right now or else.
That's funny, because that's exactly what I wanted to tell you. Hello, Tamara. It's certain now my husband is your stalker. He even accused me of stalking you when I told him your appearance and what you did today. Oh, I see. So you were right, he really did think that we were actually going out, huh? It gives me chills just thinking about it. Yep, but for me it's more that he wants to make me throw up, if anything. I'll try to stall him and buy time for you to escape to your boyfriend's house. Go there by tonight, okay? Understood. Thanks for your help, Katya. I know it must be difficult finding out that your husband is a lunatic, but hang in there. To think that you were the delusional man that was always stalking Tamara. I just mentally beat myself up for marrying a man like you in the first place. I guess I have terrible taste in men.
What? What do you mean I'm delusional? But Katya and I have already been on several dates, and we go to and from work every day.
Jesus, Tamara was right. Maybe you do actually have some sort of mental disorder. Those weren't dates, Angelo. You were just stalking her all this time. I mean, it's not like it's your first time, I guess. Remember when you told me how you thought that our neighbor who was a housewife probably liked you and that it might become a problem? Or how my friend Isabella secretly liked you and it was so embarrassing. I did my best to prevent you from doing anything strange by explaining it to you carefully how they didn't actually like you, but to think that the moment I lost sight of you and couldn't stop you anymore, you go and make a mess this huge.
What do you mean, make a mess? But it's true that me and Tamara are in love. Maybe from an outsider, it looks like she's keeping her distance from me, but that's just because she's shy.
Whatever, I can't be bothered to argue with you anymore. Oh, and thanks for proposing a divorce. I think I might cry from joy.
What? So you're going to agree to the divorce?
Yes, I'll be taking care of those divorce papers you gave me earlier. Please pack all your stuff and leave as soon as possible.
As soon as possible?
Yes, didn't you yourself tell me that you wanted to get divorced as soon as possible because I would get in the way of you and Tamara's love? I'm the owner of this apartment, so you're the one who has to leave once we get divorced, right? You can move out tomorrow, but make sure to pack all your stuff by tonight. Don't leave a single thing of yours in my house.
But I'd have to stay up all night if I'm to finish by tomorrow. By as soon as possible, I meant like as soon as I found somewhere else to live.
You're the one who suggested the divorce, right? I'm just doing what you told me to do. Once I see that you've packed all your stuff, I'll turn in the divorce papers to the city hall. I'm going to set up a futon near the front door and sleep there until you finish.
You really now have to strike me where it hurts? Damn you, Katya. But it's me who's going to have the last laugh, not you. I'm going to find happiness with Tamara, while you're going to be alone for the rest of your life. Hey, I packed all my stuff. I'm so tired. Did you seriously have to make me do all of this by today?
Yes, and stop whining like a baby. This is what you wanted, isn't it? Anyways, I asked your father to lend you a light truck, so put your stuff there.
Why did you have to call my father? Aren't there plenty of places that will lend trucks?
Yeah, but your father said he would lend the truck for free, so obviously I had to take up his offer, right? Oh, and I also asked the caretaker of this apartment to temporarily let you park in the empty lot of the parking lot. Hurry up and carry your stuff out.
But I just stayed up all night. Can't you just let me sleep for a bit?
I don't care if you stayed up all night. Just get out of my sight. You disgust me, Angelo.
What did you say to me? Never mind. You're just jealous of me and Tamara. But you said you borrowed the truck from my dad, right? Did you tell him about me and Tamara? Dad isn't going to approve of this. He's the kind of guy who hates people that cheat on their partner.
Of course I did. Hurry up and take your stuff out of my house. Be finished in an hour.
This is why I hate 35-year-old bitches like you. It's already too late, so don't come crying to me when you regret doing this.
Just shut up and leave, will you?
I carried all the stuff into the truck, but this suffering is a cheap price to pay if I now get to find happiness with the beautiful 22-year-old Tamara.
Yeah. Bye. Hello, Katya. Hello, Tamara. Is everything all right there? Yes, I told my boyfriend about what happened and he came home from his business trip earlier than was planned. He got mad at me for not telling him sooner. I see. He's a nice boyfriend, I see. He is. I also just turned in those divorce papers. Wow, that was fast. You see, this has been a problem with Angelo for a long time now. But he showed me with this recent incident that he's practically insane. And even I couldn't put up with him anymore. I guess I finally saw how disgusting he was. Oh, is that so? Jesus, looks like he's spamming me with texts. It must be the final battle. Good luck. I mean, all I have to do is tell him I turned in the divorce papers, and that's the end of the story, though.
Katya, I think Tamara just broke up with me. I didn't have anywhere to go after you kicked me out, so I thought I would live with Tamara. I drove the truck with my stuff on it to Tamara's house, but then your friend Isabella and her husband were waiting for me there. Isabella told me that Tamara has a boyfriend she's been going out with since high school and that they've already talked about getting married with both of their parents. She even said something like, besides, there's no way a 22-year-old girl would want to have anything to do with a disgusting man in his 40s like you. I mean, she was so mean to me. Not only that, but you never told me that Isabella was Tamara's sister. So that's why you knew about Tamara's actions, right? You need to be punished for not telling me about this sooner. I'm canceling the divorce.
Sorry, but I already turned in the divorce papers to the city hall.
What?
Bye.
But, Katya...
During this, I was staying at my friend's house just in case Angelo tried anything strange. I showed my friend these final texts I received from Angelo, and all she had to say was, "What a complete idiot." She also got mad at him, saying that he didn't even seem to realize his own mistakes. At a later date, Tamara filed a complaint against Angelo to the police, and now Angelo is a proud owner of a criminal record. As with me and Angelo, I received all the money in our co-savings bank account in exchange for me not asking him to pay an alimony. Also, it seems that when Angelo hesitantly returned his father's truck, afraid as to what he might do, Angelo's father told him that both he and his mother were cutting ties with him. Apparently, he fell to the ground and cried like a child, saying, "Why is it always me?" Everyone at the scene all walked away agreeing that Angelo was an idiot. His superiors at his company also found out about what he did, and he was fired because of it. And since word that Angelo had stalked Tamara spread through the area, he found it difficult to find a new job. He left our hometown looking for somewhere to start anew, so it seems like I'll finally be able to enjoy some peace and quiet.
Hello, mother-in-law. About the new house me and Arturo have moved into recently, could you do something about the huge box of stuff you just sent us suddenly? What is this stuff anyways? Sure, the room isn't being used for now, but we plan to use it when we have a child.
What? Do you mean the stuff I sent you the day before yesterday? Oh, I asked my son if we could temporarily store it there, and he said yes, since you guys weren't planning on using it soon.
Yeah, it's taking up a huge part of the room that I intend to use for something else. I know we're planning on making it our child's room in the future, but there's something else I want to use it for in the meantime.
Oh, is that so? What are you going to be using it for? But Alejandro told me it was all right because you weren't going to be using the room, which is why I sent it to him.
Huh? It's none of your business what I intend on using the room for. And besides, it doesn't matter whether Arturo gave you permission because I never gave you permission. I'm the wife of this house, you know. Do you think you can just do stuff without telling me?
I see. I guess it was wrong of me not to tell you anything about it, but Arturo said that he had already told you. If that's the case, then sorry, but could you hold on to it for just 1 week? I'll find a rental warehouse to keep the stuff in.
No! Take it out of our house right now! I'm not going to make our house your personal warehouse for the week.
What? Right now? I'm sorry, but right now is impossible.
I'm going to be using the room starting this afternoon, and I'm going to have a big problem if you don't move it out by then. Take it out now, or else I'll tell Arturo.
But Alejandro himself said it was all right for me to keep the stuff there temporarily. Besides, you tell me to come and take the stuff right now, but I'm currently in Rome.
What? Rome? What the hell are you doing in Rome?
There's something I need to do here before I return. Even if I were to come and get it now, it would already be evening when I arrived.
Oh, I get it. You're on some sort of vacation to celebrate your retirement last week, right? And what do you mean, there's something you need to do, LOL? Aren't you just an unemployed housewife who just lays around all day?
No, not really. I'm a graphic designer, you see.
Huh? What in the world is a graphic designer? Is that a fancy word for someone who plays video games on their computer? I always was never able to understand all this gadget stuff. Anyways, I got off topic. You won't be able to get it by today, right?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Could you please just wait until I return next week?
No, I can't wait until next week. I told you I would be using the room from this afternoon, right? My parents... nothing. Fine, if you won't come immediately, then I'll just throw it all out in the yard.
What? Oh, hold on. What if it started raining? There are machines inside the box that can't be wet.
I don't know. It's not my problem. Well then, I'm going to throw it out from the second floor window now.
Huh? Couldn't you at least carry it outside? What in the hell do you need to throw it out of the window for? There are expensive computers and other appliances inside the box. They're going to break if you do that.
It's your fault for sending us this huge box of stuff without my permission, LOL. I need to go throw it out now, so bye!
Ezio, it's terrible.
Mother, what's wrong?
Oh, our stuff that I sent to your brother's new house to be stored in is going to be thrown out by Andrea. She said she's actually going to be using the empty room from this afternoon, and so I need to take the stuff out immediately. I'm in Rome, as you already know, so could you go and stop her for me? She said that she was going to throw them out of the second floor window. Our computers are sure to be smashed to pieces if she does something like that.
What? Why? What do you mean she's gonna throw us stuff outside the window? Didn't Alessandro tell her that we'd be keeping the stuff there temporarily? What in the world is she thinking?
I don't know the details, but it seems that Andrea didn't know what the stuff was. She said she can't just leave it in the room, so she's going to put it in the yard.
Seriously, is that woman insane or what? I knew it when I said that it wasn't a good idea for Alessandro to marry a woman like that.
Could you go and check in on their house quickly? Hurry, before she throws it out.
Alright, I'll try to get there as fast as possible. Mother, I was too late, I'm afraid.
What?
The clothes in the cardboard box were fine, but the work computer and other such electronics are all smashed to pieces.
I see.
All the data is backed up in the cloud, so that's not a problem, but this stuff cost a fortune. I can't work without a computer, so I guess I'll have to buy a new one.
But we're going to be needing the money soon. What a mess.
Anyways, could you please take care of the business with the real estate company like planned, Mom? I'll tell my brother about what happened and ask him to pay for the damages his wife caused.
Got it. Leave it to me.
Thanks. I guess I'm gonna have to clean up this mess in the yacht now.
We probably need to rent some sort of storage room temporarily.
I'll do that. We probably need to rent a truck as well.
All right. Thanks, Ezio.
Hey, Mom. I talked to Alessandro.
How did it go?
See, Alessandro's been on a business trip since yesterday, and he's currently in Sicily.
What? Really?
I asked him whether he could come home early, but apparently there aren't many flights, and the earliest he can come home is in 3 days. But he said that he told Andrea about our stuff, though. He said to leave the stuff in that room since the room was currently not being used, as they were planning to make it their child's room in the future.
I see.
Oh, I went up to their new house earlier, just to see what Andrea was up to, but...
Was there something strange?
Yeah, a man and a woman about your age went into the house carrying huge boxes.
A man and a woman my age?
I think those were Andrea's parents.
Huh?
I went to their house with Alessandro a few times to ask the parents' blessing for the marriage, so I know their faces. I'm pretty sure it's them.
Maybe they've come to visit?
It's fine if that's the case, but that amount of stuff is strange for just a visit. This is also right after she destroyed our stuff, so I feel like she's taking advantage of the fact that Alessandro isn't here currently. I smell trouble brewing.
Ezio came and took away all your stuff, mother-in-law.
Yes, Ezio's stuff was also in there as well, so...
What? Really? Ew! No way. Do you mean that I was a hair's breadth away from falling for your ploy to harass me?
What do you mean you were a hair's breadth away from me harassing you?
You sent me stuff without permission and took up a bunch of space in our room. You were planning on forcefully moving in with us after that, weren't you?
Huh?
It's my parents who are going to be moving in with us at our new house.
That's the first I've heard about that.
Of course! It's the first time I've told you, LOL.
Does Alejandro know about this?
He's currently on a business trip to Sicily, so I'll tell him when he gets back.
But aren't your parents the one who are forcefully moving in?
It's not a problem since I gave them permission, LOL. But fine, I'll propose a compromise to you.
A compromise?
If you give me $30,000 to celebrate our new house being built, then I'll let you live with us, LOL.
$30,000?
If you don't like my conditions, then you're not moving in. You had to leave the company house that you were living in until now when you retired. And now live in a temporary apartment, right? I know you were probably watching us looking to see when you can move in, but it seems like you're out of luck since I, the person who needs to be the most cautious of you, have already noticed your schemes, LOL. It's up to you whether you're going to have a peaceful retirement or not, LOL. I mean, even if you pay me the money, I'll only be giving you the small room under the stairs, though.
I see. I never knew people could be this delusional.
Huh? What do you mean delusional? You're the one who's delusional, mother-in-law, for thinking I wouldn't notice what you were trying to do.
I don't care anymore, so I'm not going to explain it to you.
Oh, so it's fine if you don't move in with us? Are you sure about that, LOL? How are you going to support yourself if you have no job?
I have another son, Ezio, so it's fine. And I do, in fact, have a job, Andrea.
Huh? You did? Anyways, good for you getting along so well with your second son at that age, LOL. All right, then will the two of you just disappear already?
All right. I'm going to be asking you for payment for the work computer and other stuff you broke soon.
Huh? What do you mean, work computer?
You'll find out when you see the invoice I send you. Goodbye.
Hey, what is the meaning of this, mother-in-law? What do you mean I need to pay you 30,000 euros?
Oh, so you got the invoice I sent you, Andrea?
I don't understand.
But it's written on the paper. What don't you understand? The 30,000 euros is payment for breaking the 2 high-spec computers and the appliances that they came with, and also for business obstruction, as we weren't able to do any work because of this.
What?
$30,000 is cheap for the damages you caused.
I didn't know this would happen.
But I thought Alejandro explained it to you before and after you broke our stuff by text.
He did tell me about it, but...
He said that we were only going to keep the stuff there until I found a new place to live, right? And that Ezio owns a small-scale business, and that we were going to move the company's headquarters to Rome since I had retired, and that I was going to move to Rome as well to assist him.
There's no way I could have understood.
Huh? Alejandro showed me the text he sent you. To me, it looks like he explained it very carefully to you, though.
It was a bit confusing to me, I swear.
Alejandro says that you won't understand often when he explains it to you directly, so he purposefully explained it to you by text so you wouldn't be able to say that he never said anything. You're saying that you didn't understand even after that? Either you have no intention of understanding in the first place, or you're delusional and see things only as how you want to see them.
Even if you say that to me now,
why don't you read our conversation again? No, read it multiple times until you finally understand.
It's too late. It's not going to change anything anymore. Mother-in-law, something terrible has happened. Your son, Alejandro, just divorced me. My parents already sold our old house because we thought we would be living in the new house Alejandro bought. Now we have nowhere to go, and none of us have a job, so we won't be able to support ourselves from now on. Please, mother-in-law, could you tell Alejandro to get back together with me? I promise I won't do such a thing again, and I'll do as he says. I admit what I did was wrong, so help us.
Oh, hello, Andrea. I'm not your mother-in-law anymore, so don't call me that. You say that you're sorry and that you won't do such a thing again, but how are we supposed to believe you? They say people deserve second chances, but us helping you would no longer be your second chance, but your 100th. This was your biggest and most flashiest mess-up so far, but this isn't the first time that you've just ignored what Alejandro told you and pretended not to understand him, right?
Please, I know what I did was wrong, and I really do promise to change. Just give me one last chance, and if I mess up again, I promise you'll never see from me or my parents ever again. Please help us.
Sorry, Andrea. Our family has already given you too many chances until now, especially Alejandro. He believed that you were a good person at heart and only seemed mean and arrogant, which is why he married you against both me and Ezio's wishes. So don't expect us to help you when even Alejandro has given up.
What? But please, just one more chance? You see, I'm also currently in Rome. I'll work at Ezio's company, so could you forget about the 30,000 euros, please?
What? Why are you in Rome? Couldn't you have just found a job in our hometown if you were willing to work after all? There are plenty of jobs that you don't need much skill to do. You could work as a cashier or something. Oh, you know how to bake bread, right, Andrea? Why not work at a bakery? And besides, I'm not the person you should be asking about this. Ask Ezio. He's the one in charge of hiring employees. I wouldn't get your hopes up, though. You don't know how to use computers, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to use computers, but you can just teach me.
The work Ezio's company does mostly has to do with graphic design. You're not going to be able to do any work if you can't use a computer. And teaching someone the necessary skills to do this job from scratch is very difficult. You wouldn't be paid much at the beginning, even if Ezio was kind enough to hire you.
Can you use a computer, mother-in-law? Is it really that hard?
Using a computer itself isn't that hard. Even a child could do it. But I'm afraid that the skills required for a position at Ezio's company are quite advanced and aren't something that can just be taught to someone. And yes, I used to do something similar in my old job, so it isn't a problem. I've been doing this stuff for years, you see.
Then I could serve tea or make copies or something. I'll really do anything you want me to do. I'll do my best.
Sorry, but we can serve tea and make copies on our own. And besides, if you really mean what you're saying right now, then I don't understand why you don't just find a job at our hometown. With that enthusiasm, I'm sure there's someone that would be willing to hire you. Just don't be as arrogant to them as you used to be with me, though.
But at least ask Ezio first, then to reply to me. He's sure to say yes if he can just see that I really mean it when I say I'll try my best.
I already did. He sits at the desk next to me, and he said no. Sorry, but Ezio never did really like you, Andrea. We can't have our team of employees hating each other, you know. He said that he wouldn't hire you even if you did know how to use a computer.
Oh, that's so mean of him. And to think I was really going to change and be a better person if he had hired me. Not anymore, though.
I see. So you weren't sincere when you said all those things back there? Anyways, you need to pay us the 30,000 euros soon, no? Please be sure to pay it on time.
Yeah, but can't I do something else for you then? There has to be something you want me to do.
Yes, I want you to pay 30,000 euros on time. I'm currently doing work, so goodbye.
Wait, please, mother-in-law! I don't have any money. We don't even have a place to live anymore since Alejandro kicked us out. Please, mother-in-law, I'm just an uneducated housewife. I won't be able to find another job so easily. My parents, too, are already too old to work. You're our only hope now.
It seems that Andrea and her parents sold their old house before moving into the new house Alejandro bought. Apparently, they're now living in a temporary apartment with the money they got from selling the house. But since their old house didn't sell for that much and Andrea had to pay me 30,000 euros, almost all of their savings evaporated. The only source of income they could rely on is the meager pension of her parents. Andrea didn't want to work even after getting divorced, since she was always just a housewife, which caused her and her parents to argue constantly because they wanted her to get a job as soon as possible. Eventually, Andrea got sick of it and cut ties with her parents. Andrea was kicked out of their temporary apartment, but she also didn't want to work, so, wanting to live an easy life, she tried to seduce a rich man who was already married. His wife found out about this and made Andrea pay a huge sum of euros as an alimony. Having no other choice, she was forced to get a job at a brothel. Me and Ezio, on the other hand, are enjoying our new lives in Rome. The city is so vibrant and full of energy, unlike the countryside. Everything feels like it's been sped up by 50%. Ezio's business expanded rapidly since moving to Rome, and the number of employees tripled in the first year since moving here. My eldest son, on the other hand, is now living the life of a bachelor back in our hometown. He says that he enjoys having so much time to spend as he likes, and has even picked up a new hobby: chess. I hope that the next woman he finds is someone who actually deserves my wonderful son Alejandro, and not someone ungrateful like Andrea.
Hey, Sasha, are you there? Are you still alive? If you are, then give me a message back, please. Wait, is this Trish? I figured you'd be the only person to send a message like that to me. What is it? What do you want? Oh, come on. What kind of way is that to talk to an old friend? I thought we were best friends. I only ever thought that about you until we finished high school. That is when I figured that you were just being friends with me because you thought that taking pity on a poor girl like me would make you more popular. I would hardly say that that means we were best friends. Oh, I see. So you're still mad about that, huh? If I remember correctly, you didn't find out about all of that until we were about to graduate, right? And that must have been why you changed what college you were going to go to, because we were going to go to the same one. But yeah, I have to say that you really proved me right about how much better people think you are when you're a rich person hanging out with someone from a poor, sad family like you. Right, well, this has been an unpleasant trip down memory lane. Anyways, is that all? Did you want something? Aw, just what is that supposed to mean? I mean that if you only reached out to me to insult me and remind me of what you did, then this conversation is over. I'm busy and don't have time for this. What are you talking about? You're poor. You probably have all the time in the world. But fine, I guess I can just cut to the chase. I heard that you were going to be getting married soon. Is that true? Excuse me? Just where did you hear about that? So it is true? Well, you are going to invite me to your wedding, aren't you? I heard that you're marrying the son of some really rich family. I bet that means he must have a lot of really rich, handsome friends. So I want you to invite me to your wedding so that I can meet the man of my dreams. Wow, well, that was brutally honest of you, but no, I won't be doing that. Ever. In a million years. What are you talking about? How can you say that? Not only do I not like you, but I wouldn't want you turning my wedding into some kind of dating reality show for you. Aw, but wouldn't that be so fun? It's the perfect chance. I mean, just think of all that I did for you when I was your friend. Don't you think it's time for you to pay me back for that? Excuse me? And just what do you think that you were doing for me when we were in school? You were the one who used me to try and look like some kind of good person who took pity on the poor. You were never really my friend. Do you have any idea just how hurt I was when I found that out? The only reason I haven't blocked you yet is because it all ended so quickly and I didn't even think to do so. By the time I felt better about everything, I had rid you from my mind. So no, I won't be inviting you to my wedding, actually. Now, if you have nothing else to say, I am going to be going now. Don't ever message me again. Got it? Sasha, wait! Don't go yet. We're not through here. Actually, we are, so I'll talk to you never. But I need you to help me find some rich guy who I can marry. Listen to me, if you don't invite me, I have ways of getting what I want. Do you understand me? If you don't pay me back for being your friend, I am going to make you regret everything. In fact, I'm looking forward to making you pay. Oh, Sasha, are you there? How long has it been? 6 months now? I just wanted to let you know that I finally figured out just who it is that you're going to be marrying. It took me a long, long time to hunt him down, and let me tell you, I was a bit let down, actually.
But anyways, it didn't take much more effort after that to find out where you're living too. I'm surprised you're still living with your parents, but I have to say that their house is looking a lot nicer. I remember when it used to look like a rundown little shack. I wonder how that happened, given the fact that none of you should have money. I bet you begged your fiancé to give your parents a totally new house, didn't you? Anyways, he should be an easy target for me. Trish, is that you? Again? And what do you mean, my fiancé? What are you talking about? Just what I said, that I finally figured out who he is. I don't have a fiancé, though, and my parents moved off their old land and put it up for rent. Wait, what are you saying? I don't understand. Well, I moved, and I don't live with my parents anymore anyways. In fact, I had no idea that any new building was even built there. I guess there must have been some developer who was renting the property. Okay, what is going on here? Do you really think that I'm going to buy all of that? You're just mad because I want you to pay me back for all that I did. But you've got some nerve just lying to me like this. I promise you that I'm really not lying. I seriously had no idea that any of that had happened. Oh, just can it already, Sasha. But anyways, I also just wanted to let you know that it's fine if you don't invite me to your wedding. Or should I say, you might want to cancel your wedding now and save yourself the money. Either way, it isn't happening. Sasha, I have a surprise for you. I know that your wedding is going to happen tomorrow, but unfortunately for you, I'm with your fiancé in a hotel room as we speak. Trish, I have tried to tell you over and over again that I am not going to be getting married. And if you must know, tomorrow is actually my birthday. Aha! I knew it! I knew that you were getting married! What are you even talking about now? I remember a long time ago that you said if you ever got married that you would want to do it on your birthday. Well, this Sunday is your birthday, isn't it? So there we go. That basically confirms to me that you are getting married this week. Did you really think I would let you escape without paying me back for all I did? Well, I took it a step further and just stole your fiancé. Now the two of us are all over each other in a hotel, and you won't be getting him back. Trish, I seriously have no idea what you're talking about at all. Are you in shock? I want to know how it feels to know that I've stolen your man from you. You two are going to be getting married tomorrow, and now it's all for nothing. Tell me how it feels. I seriously don't know what you're even saying. I'm at a hot springs right now with some friends, and we're going to be here tomorrow, too. Wait, what do you mean by that? Literally what I just said. Some friends and I took a trip to some hot springs and we're enjoying the weekend together. I seriously do not have any intention to get married anytime soon. Here we go again with the lies. When are you going to learn that those won't work on me? I am literally here with Jasmine from school. You remember her, don't you? Hold on a second. You're on a trip with Jasmine? Yeah, that's right. The two of us have been friends for a while, and since we both like being outdoors and enjoy natural hot springs, she offered to take me out for the weekend here. We're literally here to only celebrate my birthday, and that's it. I don't know what to say. That can't be right. Well, if you really don't believe me, then why not try messaging her right now and seeing what she says? I don't get it. Why are you with Jasmine right now? I mean, she said that the two of you are together, but I really don't get it. So you're both at a hot springs right now? That's right. I mean, she sent you the pictures of her and I together in our hotel and of the baths, right? Was that enough for you to believe me? But why wasn't I invited? That isn't fair. I used to be the leader of our friend group. How could you two do this to me? Are you seriously still so hung up on things that happened in high school? The fact is that neither Jasmine nor I ever wanted anything to do with you after high school since you did the same thing to her that you did to me. We aren't friends with you anymore. You seriously need to move on with your life like we have. But that's not fair. You two need me. Think of how much I raised your status up in school just being around me. If you really think that any of that is true or even matters now, then that is really just sad. How could you say that? How could you be so cruel to me?
In fact, aren't you forgetting probably the most important thing about all of this? What are you talking about? What am I forgetting? I'm talking about who you're with. Do you have any idea who this person is? Well, I just thought that he was your fiancé who you would be marrying tomorrow. But I already told you that I'm not getting married and that I'm not engaged. I don't have a fiancé. Don't you get that yet? So then, who is this guy? Whose man did I steal? That's what I'm trying to ask you. I have no idea who you're with right now. Hold on. I don't get it. Anyways, it's getting pretty late here. I think we're going to go to bed. Have a nice night. What is going on here? You can't leave me like this. Sasha, are you there? You have to help me. I have really stepped in it now. I'm in huge trouble and you need to help me. Ugh, geez, what is it now? What do you want? Well, you remember that guy who I thought was actually your fiancé, but then it turned out that he wasn't? Well, it turns out that he's the guy who is renting the property that your parents used to live in. Wait, actually, now that you mention it, you did say that someone had built a nice new house on that land, didn't you? I had no idea what you were talking about and almost didn't believe you. But it's true! Okay, and what do you want me to do about it? Well, this guy is married! Right, so you're basically telling me that you thought that my fiancé was the guy coming in and out of the house that used to be where my parents lived, but that he actually has a wife who I guess you must have thought was me? Well, when he and I first got together 4 months ago, when we first started getting together, I assumed that you and him just couldn't wait to move in together and that he started living with you in your parents' house. You remember how my parents were? They were never going to let a man who I wasn't even married to live in their house. I know I've taken this way too far. This is really bad. How did this happen? I still don't get it. This has never happened to me before. That isn't really true, though, is it? This isn't the first time that your reckless actions ended up in a case of mistaken identity. What do you mean? What are you trying to say, huh? When did this happen to me before? You have no idea what you're talking about. Well, I heard from Jasmine that not long after we graduated and you two were going to the same college, that you were bragging to others about how you stole Jasmine's boyfriend. I was surprised that she decided to stick by you even after high school, but I think it was all those awful rumors that you spread about her that finally made her cut you off. Oh, that. Right. Well, I was single, and I figured that it was time for Jasmine to pay her debts to me for all that I did for her, so I just took what I thought was fair. Except that she never had a boyfriend to begin with, isn't that right? You just saw her going to classes with her cousin and assumed they were dating. So you just got with him thinking it was her boyfriend. Wait, is that really true? I thought that he was her boyfriend this whole time. Why am I just finding out about this now? I don't get it. That can't be right. So basically, not only did you drive away the only two people on Earth who would want to be your friends, but in the process you completely failed at getting what was owed to you from them. You just went off thinking that you had won when you had only driven away your friends. No, that can't be right. That isn't how it went. You've got this all wrong. I took Jasmine's boyfriend away from her because she owed me for all the things that I did for her in high school. But now it seems to me that you really have taken things too far. I don't know what to do. I'm really, really scared. You should be. At least in college when you were seeing Jasmine's cousin, it wasn't like he was married or anything. But now you've gone and slept with a married man. But I had no idea that he was married. It isn't fair. It's not my fault. Do you think that the wife is going to care at all about that now that she knows? But I didn't know that he was married. He never told me, and I thought that the other woman in the house was you. How was I supposed to know that that was really his wife? I was so sure about everything. How did it come to this? Well, it seems to me that the secret must be out. Why else would you be coming to me freaking out? Something tells me that you've already been found out. Oh, right. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, that's why I wanted to message you in the first place. She is suing for having an affair with her husband. And I was hoping that you wouldn't mind paying for everything for me. I found out that this guy only earns like $1,500 a month. There is no way he can afford to pay for us both. You're the only one that I can turn to. And just why in the world do you think I would want to pay for you?
Well, it's really all your fault that this happened if you think about it.
You can't be serious, right? It's all your fault that this happened. You were the one who took the actions you did, and now you are facing the consequences for your actions. Don't you dare try and pin this on me. You were the one who ignored me when I tried to tell you that I really wasn't getting married.
But you tricked me. You knew that I wasn't going to listen to you because I thought that you were lying to me.
Do you think anyone is going to buy that? You've always just only heard what you wanted to hear and never cared about what anyone else had to say. Well, now it seems like your actions have finally caught up with you.
But we're friends. You still owe me. You can't do this to me, Sasha.
We are not friends, and you have done this to yourself, Trish. Now, goodbye. I should probably come clean and say that I'm actually married. And it is true that my husband is the son of a rather wealthy family, but coming from a large family with many siblings, it isn't like he's the heir to a vast fortune or anything. Of course, his family would support him if he were in trouble, but he just works as a regular businessman.
Shauna, what's wrong with you? Our plane is about to leave. We're going on our honeymoon. Why did you get back in the car and drive off?
I don't think you have time to be making any phone calls right now. Don't you have to make your flight? You better hurry.
You know that's not the problem. What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? I'd like to ask you the same question. What are you thinking?
What do you mean?
When we got to the airport, I was so excited to go on our first ever vacation as husband and wife. Just the two of us enjoying the sights, relaxing in the hotel, doing everything we've talked about for the last few months we've been planning it. But then when we got to the airport, your mother was waiting for us, suitcase in hand, and dressed like a cliched depiction of an old tourist. And you weren't surprised in the least to see her. You just said, "This is gonna be great, Shauna. Just you, me, and my mom." So I repeat, what are you thinking?
What's your problem? Mom said she wanted to go, so...
Don't you think it's slightly unusual for a new husband to bring his mother along on his honeymoon? If you want to go on a trip with her, that's fine. I think that would be nice to plan a family vacation together with her. But why, Cody? Why, oh why does she have to come along with us on our honeymoon?
Well, Mom said she wanted to go, and...
Do you have anything else to say for yourself other than things your mom said? Whatever, I hope you enjoy your time with your dear mother on this vacation.
But...
Who knows, maybe you can start a trend of going on honeymoons with your mother. We'll have to give it a trendy abbreviation. How about Honey Mom? That has a nice ring to it.
But, Shauna...
Bye, Cody. Hey, Ellie, about our plan to meet up in the hotel lobby tomorrow, I'm really sorry, but plans have changed.
Aw, really?
I was really looking forward to seeing you. We haven't seen each other for, 3 years now? That's way too long.
What happened, Shauna? Don't tell me you guys canceled your honeymoon.
Oh boy, how should I put this? Cody and his mom are going together. They should be boarding the plane right about now. As for me, though, I'm in the car on my way back home.
What? His mom? Hold on. Cody and his mom are going on your honeymoon? Wait, that doesn't really sound like a honeymoon to me. Oh, did I maybe hear you wrong? I thought I remembered you were taking a vacation this weekend. Did I mix up your plans for your honeymoon with a different trip?
Nope, you got it right. I understand the weirdness of it all must be pretty hard to digest. Honestly, I'm still in a state of shock that it's difficult to even put a proper sentence together. Let me back up and explain things how they happened, in order this time. So, Cody and I drove to the airport together in our car like normal, but when we got there, his mom was waiting for us with her suitcase in hand and dressed like a tourist. I thought, oh, well, this is a coincidence. Cody's mom is going on vacation the same weekend we are. But then Cody broke the news to me that his mother would be accompanying us on our honeymoon. I was so shocked, angry, and disappointed that I walked right back to the car and started driving.
Oh my God! That's the grossest example of a real-life Oedipus complex that I've ever seen.
Yuck. You think that's what's going on?
Think about it. Did Cody put up even the slightest resistance to his mother coming on your honeymoon? From what you told me, it sounds like he was excited for it. And what about his mom? She's a married woman herself. She knows exactly what a honeymoon is for, and yet she still imposed herself on you? And look at what the result was. Cody and his mom now have a weeks-long vacation in paradise together while you're stuck back at home. Not to mention the fact that she was waiting for you at the airport rather than driving there together with you. To me, that looks like they both planned this all along.
You think they wanted this to happen?
I bet they figured that if she was at the airport waiting and ready to go, that it would be harder for you to say no to her coming along. The only question in my mind is whether they planned on you turning around and going home or if it was a pleasant surprise.
Wow, I hate to say it, but you might be right. Thanks, Ellie. It's good to hear what an objective observer thinks of the situation. I see everything way clearer now.
I'm glad I could help. But geez, I can't believe Cody is the type of guy that would do this.
Right? I'm surprised too. Before we got married, he just seemed like an upstanding and responsible man who cared deeply for his mother. It was an admirable quality of his, or so I thought.
So what are you gonna do now?
Well, for now, I'm gonna go straight home, get my credit cards, jewelry, and other important stuff, and get set up in a hotel somewhere. What happens after that is gonna depend on what Cody and his mom do next.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan to me.
Again, I'm really sorry our plans fell through, Ellie. I was really looking forward to seeing you.
Oh, don't worry about it, Shauna. You did nothing wrong. You just go and do what you need to. Treat yourself to a nice dinner and a hot bath tonight. And don't forget, you have people around you who would turn at the drop of a hat to help you out. Like your parents and me.
Yeah, thanks, Ellie.
Come on, Shauna. I thought that you would have come to your senses and come right back after that. Don't tell me you actually went home. Did you? Why are you so determined to avoid spending time with my mom? Don't forget, we're husband and wife now. That means she's your mom, too. And after all she's done for us, why can't we let her come along on our honeymoon? She deserves that and much more. I never thought you would be so childish as to run home and pout when things don't go your way. Well, you can have it your way. We're not changing our plans. Mom and I are going to go on this vacation. We're going to spend the whole time together, and we're going to have a great time. And another thing, once we get back, I've decided that we're going to move back in with my mom. You need someone to whip you into shape, and my mom's just the person to do it. She's gonna train you in how to be a good wife who respects her mother-in-law, and you're gonna be grateful for it.
Shauna, this is bad.
Ellie, what's wrong?
I just ran across Cody a while ago.
What?
And get this, you know the hotel that you two booked for your vacation? Well, the two of them have been staying there since yesterday, together.
Oh no, you're joking, right?
My husband thought it might be nice for us to get out of the house for a few nights and stay in a hotel, like a little mini vacation. And since I wasn't going to be able to meet up with you anymore, we thought we'd take a little walk around the town and enjoy ourselves for the morning. But when we were leaving our room, I ran into Cody.
Wow, crazy coincidence. Was his mom with him too? Later last night, he sent me a vomit-inducing text about how he and his mom were going to go on the vacation without me so they can get all lovey-dovey. Ugh, makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about it.
It's kind of worse than that. He was walking hand in hand with, a much younger woman.
A much younger woman?
I don't know who she is. I'd never seen her before, so I can't tell you for sure what was going on. All I can tell you is that she looked like she was in her early 20s and was definitely not your mother-in-law. Oh, and my husband said he managed to take a video of them together while he was pretending to take a picture of me. I'll send it to you later.
Gotcha. Thanks, Ellie. To tell you the truth, though, I actually received information about that from a source of my own. That source is working as we speak to confirm a few things. Oh, wow. See, I told you had allies. You were totally right. The video your husband took should still be really helpful, so go ahead and send it to me when you get the chance. Gotcha. I'll have him send it to me right now. Great. I'll be waiting.
Shauna, what is this? You're divorcing me?
Huh? Oh, right. Today's the day you came home from your honeymoon. Did you enjoy your trip?
Don't dodge the issue. You're divorcing me? Why?
I think it's pretty obvious. Do you really need me to tell you?
Yes! Explain yourself! Are you still mad about the whole honeymoon thing? Is that what this is? I told you you were in the wrong for being such an immature little brat about the situation. If you hadn't been so appallingly disrespectful to my mom, we could have all enjoyed a lovely vacation. Do you have any idea how much it hurt my mom when you drove off and left us at the airport? But in spite of your awful behavior, Mom was generous enough to offer to take us into her home so she could train you in how to be a good wife. You should be kissing the ground where she walks. I can't think of anyone else who would be so forgiving and kind after being disrespected as much as she was.
If she were such a generous and kind mother like you say she is, she wouldn't have imposed herself on our honeymoon in the first place. Furthermore, she wouldn't have introduced the daughter of the man she was cheating on her husband with to her own married son.
Huh? You're not making any sense. I was with Mom the whole time we were over there.
Look, I'll save you the embarrassment of inventing some ridiculous cover story and just tell you everything I know up front. I know that your mom is cheating on your dad, and I know that you are cheating on me.
No way!
Once she knew that I would no longer be coming along, she went and called up her boyfriend and had him bring his daughter along to mess around with you, right?
But how?
I was planning on meeting up with an old friend of mine at the hotel we were going to stay at, remember?
Well, yeah, I remembered that, but you weren't there, so what does that have to do with anything?
A lot, actually. She and her husband were staying at that hotel since the day before you guys got there.
They were?
Yes, they were. And what's more, they also saw you walking around holding hands with some younger woman.
Uh-oh.
But wait, there's more. Her husband nonchalantly pretended to be taking a picture of her, but do you know what he was really taking a picture of? You and your little bimbo. They took a video that clearly shows both of your faces, which I now have in my possession.
This can't be happening.
Yes, it can, and it is happening. You've been caught, Cody.
But wait a minute, that still doesn't make any sense. You knew that she's the daughter of the man my mom's having an affair with? How did you figure that out? Who told you? You'd better have some hard evidence of that, or else you're just gonna get laughed out of court. All you have is a video of us holding hands together. That doesn't prove anything. Maybe I was just helping a blind girl find the bathroom.
Oh, that's where your dad comes in.
My dad?
That's right. The one who provided me the evidence I needed to prove that you were cheating on me was none other than your father.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'd imagine that as we speak, he's having a very loud and very angry discussion with your mother about this very issue. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in your kitchen.
Oh, no. Poor Mom. This is awful. My parents are getting divorced. Why is this happening? How did my dad find out?
Is that really the most important issue for you and your mom right now?
It doesn't make any sense. Mom was impeccable about hiding it from him. I mean, my dad usually doesn't even realize whether Mom's at home or not. She'll go out to the store for an hour, and when she comes back, he never realized she left.
It's precisely that overconfidence of yours that puts you in the position you're in right now.
What do you mean?
A while back, Mom had you plan a date with her boyfriend for her because she apparently wanted to go on a date like you young people have. You were kind enough to write it all out for her in large, easy-to-read handwriting, and Mom left that memo out on the kitchen table.
Oh, shoot, she did?
There was something odd about that date plan, though. You went out of your way to indicate that the restaurant had an allergy-free menu. But does anyone in your family have allergies? Your mom doesn't, you don't, your dad doesn't, and I don't. So why? That was the first thing that made Dad suspicious about Mom. He spent the next 6 months using various means to collect all the information he could, and that brings us to today. Come to find out, your mom's boyfriend has a shellfish allergy, and a serious one at that.
Are you saying it's my fault?
Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about our divorce.
So you're really divorcing me?
Yes, and I'm also suing you for cheating on me. I've retained a lawyer to handle the suit for me, so if you have any questions, you can address them to him.
Hey, Shauna, look, I mean, it was only during our honeymoon, that was it. It didn't mean anything. I was just bored is all. Mom went off with her boyfriend, so I was stuck all alone with nothing to do.
I noticed that wasn't a denial.
Please, Shauna, can't we talk about this?
Not a chance, you cheating scumbag!
Please!
I was already going to divorce you when your Oedipus complex reared its ugly head. This affair was just the icing on the cake.
Hey, I do not have an Oedipus complex, whatever that means.
I want to get divorced and settle our lawsuit as quickly as possible, so do answer my lawyer's calls, please. Goodbye.
Shauna!
Not only did he actively aid his mom in having and hiding her affair, Cody even went so far as to have an affair with the woman his mother threw at him, out of boredom. I think this exceeds the level of just an Oedipus complex. And yet, in spite of all that, he still tried to fight the divorce. Thanks to the untiring work of my lawyer, after 2 months of encouragement, he finally agreed to enter mediation. We settled my lawsuit against him for his affair, and he paid the whole thing in a lump sum. Now, as for Cody and his mother, since his mom's boyfriend broke up with her, they couldn't rely on him for assistance, so the two divorced cheaters ended up renting an apartment together. The mental and financial stress proved too much for his mom, who started going haywire in short order. Her overprotective nature towards her son worsened exponentially, to the point where she's screaming at him every night to quit his job and work in an office where there aren't any women. Honestly, though, between the settlement, leaving him bankrupt, and having to live with his psychotic mother, I don't think his mom needs to worry about any woman stealing him away from her in the foreseeable future.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.